Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Plays Icons from Steve Kenson. I am the Game Master, Johanan.
I am the co-host of Fresh Out the Box. It's me, Casualty, CDG. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. And since we are playing Icons, I'll be reprising my role as the duplicating teleporter, Traveler.
Hello, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and I am your worst nightmare. No, in fact, I am a tabletop role-playing game and video game variety Twitch streamer, and I am terrorizing you all with the hero Wolfgang Aidendale, the hero from Beyond the Shadow.
I am, I'm Erin Baumier, also known as Erindipity or Erindipity2 on Twitter. I am a designer with Adventure Slang Productions and co-host of the Adventure Slang podcast. And I'm stepping back into the role of Kyria Bentor, also known as Mimic.
Hi, everybody. I am A. Jordan Lambert, a.k.a. Lambertra. I play games here on Q Times, on Exquisite Corpse Presents, and I talk about pop culture on Smells Like Teen Angst. And tonight, I'm going to be returning to the role of Madame Leota Bonet, a psychic turned superhero.
Hi, everybody. I am Riley Davis, aka Rune, and I am nobody important online, and I'm very hard to find, which is just the way I like it. I lead a guild in an online MMO superhero game called Champions Online. We're known as the Silver Age Sentinels, and we've been in there for almost 12 years, and you can find me there if you really want to. In any event, tonight I'll be portraying Blake Darcel, the dangerous Duskwing.
And yeah, so don't forget, everybody, this week, as every week, you have a chance to win a copy of Icons Assemble Edition, courtesy of Steve Kenson himself. Don't forget to check out Steve Kenson's Patreon to help support this awesome game and all the things that Steve does. I do believe they just released a new, in conjunction with all the other Green Ronin queer writers, a queer 5th edition setting. I don't know much about it. I'll have to find out more, but it just dropped. It has its own Patreon. You can check it out on the Green Ronin site. I know that that's what Steve Kenson has most recently done. So check that out and hit hashtag Icons, no caps, in the chat for a chance to win Icons Assembled Edition. Where we last left off, you guys were in Eldridge Hollow, fending off the assault of what you thought was going to be the Godbot, but instead were these new minions that he seemingly created somehow. Once again, based off of Full Metal Alchemist, because I can't write very well. Sloth and Lust. Sloth was handled readily by Mimic and Duskwing, a combination of Duskwing's super strength holding him down while Mimic drained his power, and then was turned over to...
Virtual high five.
Yeah, no, it was cool. You guys couldn't have done it alone. It was fantastic. It was then handed off to Mr. Maximum, one of the Sentinel 6, who's always yelling, "To the max!" He carried off the Sloth robot. And then Lust. About Lust. So Lust attacked the Lady Jessica, who had recently been pulled through the shadow by our very own Duskwing, using his sorceress abilities that he's still getting the hang of. He ripped this woman from God knows where. While she was recuperating, Wolfgang, who is, I think, in love with her, was protecting her at the bedside when they were assaulted by the Lust robot. Long story short, Wolfgang murdered the robot brutally and with extreme prejudice. Shortly after that, Moonflower, the leader of the Sentinel 6 and our very own Traveler's aunt, showed up with questions and some help, a helpful hand, a healing hand. That is where we pick up. You guys are in Eldritch Hollow. You guys are just now coming back together. Jordan, you, during all of this, you're here. You were helping. You were on guard, that kind of thing. You know, you're around. So.
Yeah. I was just in the background doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You're holding it down. But yeah, so that's where we pick up. You guys are there with the Lady Jessica in the room, and Moonflower, who had recently awakened Lady Jessica.
Yeah, and I had told Jessica about a little bit about her situation and where she is, and she seemed a bit at a loss. But she, correct me if I'm wrong, she didn't seem as at a loss as I was when I came here with like no knowledge.
That is
before. She seems a lot more cognizant.
That is a key observation, my friend. A keen observation. And that's definitely true. That's not something like that I accidentally gave you the impression of. That is true. She does seem to have a better grip of her surroundings than any of you did when you first got here. And by any of you, I mean those from Beyond the Shadow.
Mm.
She's just sitting in the bed trying to feel better, essentially. She's gathering herself.
Well, we have repelled those who would come for that particular advertisement of a plot.
Craigslist wizard, I do believe, is what they kept saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, now that we have Lady Jessica, maybe we can take the master to the robot instead of waiting on him to come here. If we take her there, maybe she can talk him into, coming along peacefully, using his power for good.
And no, so I know I'm something of a jarhead, but I think at this point we'd be better off trying to take him out rather than convince him to not be an insane robot.
What if we could just detach his processor, rip off his head or something, and use it to power a supercomputer? Just take away his ability to act. There's some way this could be helpful or useful. He doesn't have to die completely.
I sort of
That
feel
is
like we're all
probably true.
skipping something important. We just faced 2 robots based on, what was it, the 7 deadly sins? Shouldn't we be expecting 5 more of those?
That's a
And
good point.
if we were talking about the final disposition, if you will, of this artificially intelligent individual who we're labeling a villain because he's crazy currently, maybe we should consider trapping him in virtual reality and giving him his own reality where he can play around and think he's won instead of destroying him. Wouldn't that be more humane? Let him have his artificial reality to live in.
It's not a bad idea, but I don't know where to start on creating a virtual reality trap. That's over
Well,
my
me
head.
neither, but I mean, I figure someone here might have some access to technological prowess, maybe. I mean, isn't that something someone can do?
I turn and
Anybody?
look. We all know who we look at. Aaron's decked out in tech, right?
Yes, I am. I didn't make these, but I could give it a shot. I'm not entirely sure how to create that kind of a virtual reality, but
That's some
Well, I
pretty
mean,
high
probably.
level stuff.
can't you call people? Like, aren't there video game makers and specialists that you might know and be able to contact or anything?
Um,
No.
that might be possible, except that everybody thinks I've died a while ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so
Da, da, da.
You're legally
technically,
dead?
Kyria Bentor is legally dead.
Hold up. Before we take this conversation any further, I have to ask you plain and simple outright, are you a ghost?
No, no, I'm not a ghost. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, because I should be a ghost.
Okay. I'm just making sure you're not a ghost, because I was about to get really scared. I've never seen a ghost up close.
I mean, we keep hanging out here. You might get lucky.
Bad.
It's not
I can
that
channel
bad.
one for you. It's not that bad.
But
They're pretty
next-
nice. They're like sandwiches. We got a lot in common.
I hope you're with us when we come across a ghost. I don't even know how to fight a ghost. But I guess a master of the mystic arts such as yourself, of course you could fight a ghost. You could probably fight ghosts before you got these powers. I bet you could summon them and hex them and bind them since you were a psychic.
Is normally you don't have to fight them. You just talk to them real nice. You can solve a lot with words, kids.
I guess that's something to think about.
So, since we're all back in this room, I'd like to actually come close and inspect the unconscious lady again. Is she getting any better?
Yeah, she's conscious.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ask her what she wants to do.
What do you say?
Okay. Well, first off, I have to get through the wall of Corbinian clones. I know they'll park for me, but I'm
Yeah, I know you're not a threat to her.
yeah. Well, I'm polite and respectful. I don't just march through.
Yeah. Get out of the way, thud. Like, no.
No, not like that at all. No, but the big panther with bird wings will come lumbering over and sit at the edge of the bed near her and say, "My lady, I called you here using magic I do not fully comprehend, because we're in need of your aid, and I understand that you're confused, but I'd like to know what your intention is in the current situation. We've explained what we have going on. I know our world seems strange to you, but we're asking for your help."
She'll reach out to you, and she'll start petting you a little bit, like an
Okay.
animal. She doesn't seem scared of you at all.
All right.
So you brought me here, young one. That's a weird thing for her to say, young one, but she says
Sure.
that to you. Very impressive. Maybe you're not such a novice as you think. I'm not sure why I'm here. Why did you summon me to this place?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and, I mean, it's only us here, right? And her? No others?
There
The
is
nurse left?
There is the one lady, the alchemist, and then there is Moonflower is here as well.
Oh, Moonflower, I guess,
Is
probably okay.
the sheriff
But I'm
lady
gonna
around
turn
also?
to the alchemist and the sheriff lady and ask them to leave.
They'll shrug, and they'll leave.
Okay. I guess I'm okay with Moonflower knowing. I will transform back into Blake Darcel and say, I don't know how you saw through to see that I am indeed, just a teenager, but this is my real self.
Age is a funny
house.
thing.
I've been like this ever since the rift opened a year ago, able to transform into this beast.
A year ago. She'll look very thoughtful at this.
That's the same time that the rift came through and I was dumped into this world.
That was.
I'll just turn and look at you and say, dumped? Really? Dumped?
I fell in. I get the feeling I didn't intend to fall through the way I did, or I didn't understand how the portal worked.
That fateful day, I had just gotten a double scoop of strawberry ice cream. And there's the black and white scene of the ice cream hitting the ground in slow motion as the portal rips open.
Yes. That day, I remember like it was yesterday. Because for me, I think it was. Last thing I remember was going into a Portal 2. What's that battle you're always talking about, Corbinian? I need to write that down, man. Shadows Pass.
I have it written up there. I just scrolled away from it.
Is it the Battle of Shadows Pass?
The Battle of Shadows Passing.
Shadows Passing. Okay. Yeah, that's the last time anyone saw her. So she says that was the battle where she disappeared when she was doing battle with the Dark One, which you don't really remember, Wolfgang.
Yeah,
Right. You just know.
I know the story, and what faint memories I have. In my memory, she was dead before I ever became a hero. So how long ago that was for me, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, well, perhaps my magic plucked you from that point.
Perhaps.
Perhaps beyond the shadow, where our ally came from, and where apparently my powers came from. Perhaps that was your final moment there, and I plucked you from that moment to come to our world now. Perhaps that's why you're considered, or so you have always said. Perhaps that's why you've always considered her gone, because as far as your timeline was concerned, she was just gone after that point. I brought her here. Maybe she never actually died.
It would seem.
I recall in a faint memory that I only know from the locket I've found of you. That's how I recalled you once more. Was that you were a guide to me even in death, an inspiration to my heroism. So perhaps it was not a spirit or specter I spoke with, but... And I go quiet as I'm pondering.
I'll say,
Ghost.
could it have been a magical program delusion? Like a magical message left behind? Attached to a magical item?
I do not think so. But I do not remember speaking to you, nonetheless. Have you been preparing for the Dark One's return?
I'll be like, he hasn't mentioned anything about any Dark One to us. Returning? No.
I mean, you didn't know you're supposed to.
Yeah. I have been trying my best this last year to acclimate myself to crossroads and the modernisms and technologies that are around us, while also trying to remember and live up to the way of honor that I know deep in my heart. But what little I've learned of my homeland, or our homeland, is through story and passing of faint memories through. And I hold up the locket that I have of this magical connection that I was able to recall even you, even though many within Eldritch Hollow would sing your song and know of your tale and your exploits.
Well, you've done well nonetheless, Wolfgang. You've gathered fine champions here.
I hold up my hands. That was not me, Lady Jessica. That was the efforts of the local. I look over at Traveler. It's not Heroic Guild. I always get this messed up. Heroic Company? Firm?
I'm having a hard time focusing. Can I have my copies back? It's really hard for me just to be in one spot at once. I really want to. I have to get out of here.
The me's kind of look at each other as if suddenly recalling, oh right, we're doing that, and then nod, and then we all turn, and then
all of the U's start to shrivel in like a really kind of gross way, where the skin sucks to the bones start to get smaller, all uneven, and then they kind of unpop out of existence. And in the meantime, limbs start reaching out of me, and me's start pushing out of me in every direction. And before you know it, there I stand with 7 copies.
You don't want to see a ghost, but that was okay?
Ugh, yeah, well, that's real. Ghosts are terrifying. You could just kill me with an axe. You can't kill a ghost with an axe. You're gonna need a proton pack. You need a trap. You need a containment unit. Okay, that we
You've
don't
been
have
watching
any
too
of
many
those
old
things.
movies.
Not sure if there's such a thing. Then a bunch of me start teleporting out of the room, and then I relax. Uh, yes, that's right. We're sort of working with the Heroes Academy, but working with and under the Sentinel Six.
Yeah,
They
so
are the ones that gathered this company, not me.
a fine company either way. You have
Certainly are fine.
I'm gonna edge back away from the bed and sort of try to nonchalantly sidle as the conversation continues closer and closer to Jordan until I can get to where I can whisper to her. So continue on and let me know when I'm close enough to have a private
absolutely.
conversation.
But she'll look at each of you in turn. We have the traveler, the soldier. She'll say as she looks at Mimic, the one touched by the stars. She will say as she looks at Madame Bonnet, and the lost boy split in two. She'll say as she looks at Duskwing. Hopefully it'll be enough if the time comes. Who is this godbot of which you speak?
Pretty much. Well, as far as we can figure out, it's how can I explain this to you? Sort of like a man made of metal and wiring. We call him a robot. And this robot is obsessed with fulfilling a plan that, quite frankly, shouldn't work at all. But the means and lengths that it's going through to achieve that plan require our intervention. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, that's about right. Also, it can create matter, and reshape matter into impenetrable metal.
I think you're trying to use scientific terms that she's gonna have no idea what you're referring to. Let me
No.
try. I'm still sidling backwards towards Jordan as I speak. But I said, let me try. So a villain here, a crazy artificer woman, created an intelligent golem. This intelligent golem has been imbued with vast magical power, and it can create other magical things,
Sounds like quite the issue
including
they
other
need.
beings like itself that came to attack you. And through its magical connection to something we have here called the internet, which I can't even begin to explain to you fully, but it's like being able to go into a giant, vast magical library and look up all the information in it. The only thing is you only look at a small bit of it at a time. Still takes time to absorb it all, but there's a lot of knowledge available to this entity, right?
I think you
And
lost her. Let me try.
from reading fiction
All right,
in this
so
that vast library, he's come up with a plan that he thinks will enable him to bring forth life. But because it's fiction, his plan is flawed and will never work. Because our laws of reality don't work the way the fiction does.
Didn't look
That's-
like fiction to
that's the
me,
villain's
she'll
problem.
say.
Well, he made robots, but he can't make other people. He wants to make people like us.
What is a person?
Well, I guess
Really?
that's a good question, isn't it?
Oh.
That's what she says.
But I mean-
but
Well, someone mentioned before that this Lust robot has been quote unquote murdered. I would argue, as a robot, has it ever lived in the first place? It was destroyed, but the seeds of its personality, its programming, could be put in a new body, or the body could be rebuilt. Lust would be fine. It's just a robot. Unless you destroy its programming permanently, its memory core, it will always be salvageable.
interesting. As you're saying this, you are close enough to whisper now, and as you are close enough, all of a sudden, there's a big gust of wind, and there's a man standing in the room. It's probably startling to most of you, but it is Typhoon of the Sentinel 6, wearing his blue spandex He is a speedster that can control the weather. Just so everyone gets the gist of it.
When he appears in the frame, I'll be pointing at him with my thumb and say, "This showboat didn't want me to teleport him in." Because I would have been outside also and seen him coming.
Teleportation takes too long, he'll say as he kind of chuckles. But then he's gonna whisper something to Moonflower, and you'll hear a conversation ensue between them.
Wolfgang at most flinches when he suddenly appears, but doesn't reach for his weapon because he doesn't feel his shield vibrating. He's like,
Yeah, your shield doesn't vibrate. Yeah,
it's like,
If,
oh,
if they're
something
going to have a
surprised me.
whispered
Well, it's not danger.
conversation, can I eavesdrop on it?
you can try.
What would I roll for that?
Oh man, I forgot.
Awareness?
Yeah, awareness probably.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
awareness. Okay.
Yes, awareness.
I got an 8.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear him.
Okay. What do I whisper about?
So he comes in. He starts whispering. There's been an incident at the prison. Some sort of explosion. They don't know how many prisoners are dead or missing. And then she'll say, "Well, let's get some people on it quickly. This could get out of hand. Should we tell them? Maybe. It depends on who's missing. Try to figure it out and let me know." He'll step away and then he'll like bow, with a lot of respect. They always show Moonflower a lot of respect, and then he's just gone.
Was there even a door or a window open or something?
There's a balcony.
Okay. I was
Remember,
thinking
I
she rolled
shot.
the
She
wall
jumped through
or-
a window.
Yeah.
It's Corbanion's murder balcony.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay. I'm gonna lean over to you, Madame Bonnet, and I start whispering quietly. Listen, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I know that. But it occurs to me that we have failed one of our own allies here. I think we should have considered some time ago that that our cosplaying ally from Beyond the Shadow doesn't remember his former life. And if there's something that we can do, or that you could do with your powers that can help him recover his memory, then it could only aid him, because then he would actually understand what he's supposed to do here. Like, he'd know his own life and his own heart. It's hard to be what you're meant to be when you don't remember who you even are. And we've been working with this man for weeks and recognized that he has memory issues. And while I have very little control over my magical powers, I understand you have quite a bit more control over your power than I do mine, and probably a better understanding of the subject at hand. So what do you think?
I think that's a very astute observation, and let me see what I can do. Let me think about this.
I'll
And-
just nod and step back, to a more neutral position rather than where I'm obviously whispering at someone.
In real life, I'm gonna flip through the rule book and see if there's a power that I can use that would allow me to do this. But in, I guess in role play, I'm gonna start shuffling some tarot cards.
Yeah, whatever focus that you use, it's up to you, personal choice. But what you're actually doing is you are invoking the cosmic powers within your blood,
Yeah.
to access magic. Everybody, thank you so much, Vampire Bites. We always love having you. Everyone is booned, including me.
Oh, all right.
Everybody got a boon.
Boop.
Vampire
Thank you,
Bites
Vampire
in
Bite.
here
Thank you.
dropping fat
you.
fat boons.
That's them big old boons.
Thanks, I needed that.
It may not mean anything, but I got my boon first. Okay, I just want to point that out.
Oh, well.
Don't
Give me
forget
mine
that you
back
actually
then.
you may start with more than 0 if you have some.
Yeah, sure.
Check your sheet.
Now you should start with an amount.
Well, it's depending for each character. It's the more
Does
powers you get,
that-
the less you get.
Yeah.
Less you
Does
get.
that amount reset at the beginning of every session?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if your amount is greater than 0 at the beginning of every session, it resets to that amount.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah,
you'd have
mine's
one more than that now, right?
Yeah, so whatever
minus
your max
4, so I'm
is,
now showing 5 out of 4.
yeah, whatever your max is, you reset to that at the beginning of every mission or every session, and then you can go above it with channel boons. And you're looking for an ability that allows you to do what exactly, Madame Bonet?
Try and help Wolfgang remember his memories if he should choose to do so. I will not do this without consent, because consent is key, friends.
Consent is key. I appreciate that, and I'm sure he does.
Absolutely.
Let's see. There's dream control. That could potentially be a thing. Emotional control, maybe. I don't think so, though. Let's see. Going down the list. It's not ESP.
Immortality. I could take that.
There you go, yeah. Flight, force field, gadgets, growth, healing, illusion. I don't think it's illusion or images. We're getting closer. Magic, potentially. You could just try to use a spell. Because, spells don't necessarily have to mimic a power. I would allow you to be like, hey, I want to do this, and I'll assign it a thing. Mind control, I would allow that to do it. Potentially.
I would prefer to go Zatanna style and use magic.
Ooh, post-cognition. You can perceive things that have happened in the past. So you could, in theory... Yeah, post-cognition, I think, would be it.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Except you do it to him, and you give him post-cognition of himself. Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of, if you want another option, might be telepathy. Maybe you could use telepathy and set a difficulty number for how well you help him find what's in his mind. That he can't.
Potentially, yeah. Let me see. Read minds, transmit
That would be
thoughts
another
to
way to do
others. Blah, blah, blah. Willing, blah, blah, blah. Failed test means you cannot read, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, reading particularly deep, forgotten, or long ago memories might require higher degrees of success. Yeah, no. Actually, telepathy might actually be the way to go.
All right.
But in the future,
Summary
if
is
you
like-
have only post-cognition, I would allow such a thing.
Okay.
But since you can choose...
I'm going to use my cosmic power then for telepathy, but first I'm going to... Everybody's just in the room chilling, right? We're all just kind of chilling.
Chilling. Well, a lot of people seem to be having some pretty heavy thinking. A lot's going on.
Yeah.
Combat was had. The spirits of the natives here, the Eldritch Hollow livers, is a little down. They're a little worried, and things are grimmer than they have been in a while here. Nothing bad happened to anybody, but they are afraid.
Because they've never been attacked like this before.
No, this is different.
I tell you what,
I want to cross the room to
if
Wolfgang.
you're playing with your cards, right?
Yeah.
Like you're doing anything. Okay, I tell
Yeah.
you what, I will take my guitar off my back and step out of the
Mhm.
room and begin playing music to soothe the natives of the area.
There you go.
So I will attempt a musical performance to, sort of like convince them that everything will be fine. The sun's going to come up tomorrow just like it always does.
Yeah, you can try
That's
to inspire
Okay.
calm with your music.
okay.
Go ahead. And give
Don't
me
worry,
that
everybody.
roll.
Daddy Warbucks is looking out for you.
So that would be a performance. Okay.
The sun will come out
There you go.
tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow
Well, I rolled a 12, so
you do pass. So it is a harder success. So this is a moderate success because they are a little harder to reach. But still, people listen. People kind of calm down. It gets people out of their own heads. Jordan, what were you doing?
I was going to cross the room to Wolfgang and try to gently get his attention.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Do you want to remember your time before the event?
If anything, it's incredibly crucial that I do. My quest brought me across worlds whatever that quest was of such grand importance. I took that risk, but now I am ignorant of whatever it was I came here to do.
I would very much like to help you remember that, if that's okay.
If you have the sorcery and means.
I mean, I might. No promises?
FYI, during this exchange, Lady Jessica's interest is focused over here. She hears what you said, and she's looking.
Way to inspire confidence, by the way.
Hey, I'm just trying to set the right expectation.
Yeah, so if you want, if you agree, Wolfgang.
Oh, yeah.
Madame Bonnet, give me a cosmic power check to replicate the telepathy.
Before you guys go scrambling minds, maybe you could just ask her about his history.
Oh,
Well, that's
She never
just
had
the issue, if I recall. Her memories come from a time before we met and spoke.
Their
She
timeline.
never met you either.
Their timeline. No, she's she'll speak up. I've met him. He was there that day.
I look at her somewhat surprised.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Like, I was there?
Yes, he was there. But I do not feel that these things are mine to tell. I think it's best for him to remember.
Okay. All right, if you get your brain scrambled, don't say I didn't warn you.
There is some potential for brain scrambling here.
there's potential for brain scrambling, I guess. What die am I rolling?
Roll a cosmic power check. So whatever your cosmic power level is, roll a d6 and add that to it.
All right, cool.
And what level of telepathy do you want?
I have a 5 cosmic power, so how much telepathy
can
can I get?
I think you can go up to a 5 telepathy.
Yeah, then a 5.
All right.
Could I'm just throwing this out there. Oops. Shoot. I was gonna offer throwing a combined efforts through
You can help her with the remembering, but this part she needs to do on her own.
Oh, she has to get the spell in the first place.
Yeah.
I also
I can help with that. Never mind.
I also thought of a way. I thought of a way I can keep you safe and keep your brain from scrambling forever. If I make a duplicate and she does this to the duplicate, you'll remember. And if anyone's brains get scrambled, it'll be his.
Lady Jessica, I'm not sure it works that way.
It should. They have shared memory, so it should work the same way. That's the same consciousness, and it's the same guy.
Then if you scramble one, you scramble both.
Yeah, she'll say exactly.
Just like you can kill one of my clones, it doesn't kill me. It's a duplicate. He should be okay.
Yes, but you remember. She'll say that. She'll say that in a really weird way.
I think the worst thing is he'll have a migraine for a long time.
Well, I've had that for about a year or so.
If that's what you want to do, by all means.
I feel like it's in the safety. I'll make a duplicate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I shrug and go, sure. You know, it's like, hey.
I think that's how my power works. We'll find out, huh?
So you got a 4. You added a 5.
That's 9.
You do indeed. You feel it. Like you reach down into yourself, and you pull from beyond the stars this ability to read minds. They kind of start coming in on you. Everybody in the vicinity, give her 1 or 2 words from your brain, please.
Hungry.
Final
Sandwich?
hope.
Hungry sandwich, final hope. What's up, Rude?
I was gonna say I'm performing, so you're. People, can you hear me?
You hear him thinking about the lyrics. What about you, Traveler? Just a couple words.
I think maybe 9 lives, or so much for 9 lives.
I think that there are 7 travelers, so it's very much in that scene in Twilight when Edward is reading the minds in the restaurant, and he's like, cat, money, sex, pasta, cat, sex, pasta.
I know for sure that there's a traveler.
You saw Twilight?
I know there's a traveler outside eating chicken strips. I know that there's one having buffalo wings. I know that one's in here watching this happening, and he's kind of on the fence because brain surgery is not something you're supposed to do to your teammates. And also, I almost died. All 7 of us almost died at once, and that's never happened. So I actually, for real, almost died.
Yeah, you almost really
so
did. Yeah.
That's on top of all 7 of my mines. But yeah, besides that, it is scattered. There's a lot.
Lady Jessica is thinking, I hope he's ready. But yeah, so all that comes washing over you, just like ba 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 ba, and then you kind of tune it out as you accept the power. So you now have the power. I got the power. So yeah.
We all hear the
So
song in
then-
our heads.
I get close to the duplicate that Traveler has created of Wolfgang, and I put my hand on his forehead. And I start scrambling around in there.
Absolutely.
Scrambling around. Yeah, just mashing that brain up like eggs.
So,
Delicious.
so according to the rules as written, it does not require a test if he's willing.
Yeah. Well,
But because of the nature of the memories, Wolfgang, make a willpower check, please.
with the mental resistance specialty coming into
Yes,
this roll?
that would very much come into play here.
I don't know if I want to make this roll or not.
You can always
it's not
burn,
to, it's not
burn
to,
your inspiration to make yourself fail.
it's not the it's not to stop her from doing it. It's to stop it from having a negative effect.
I'll spend a determination point toward the quality of I come from beyond the shadow.
Yep, fair enough.
Actually, no. More fitting, given what's happening. Only those of this land will lead me to my purpose. And
Also
she's
very
literally
good.
unlocking what I'm about. So that's +2 when I do it ahead of time like that.
Yeah.
I think. So that's
Plus two, and then plus your willpower.
So
willpower
that's
+4.
That's a
Well-
huge roll.
What's he?
Well, 10 plus the one from my specialty +2 more, so +3, so 13 so far.
Something like that. So you, I rolled pretty low on the opposition roll here. You do succeed, so you don't go crazy. So you'll remember some stuff. Some of these memories are not particularly good. Also, as you are the player playing the character, you do have some agency here over what you remember. If you have something that you wanted your character to remember, you can, kind of thing. But also, there are a couple of things I'll take liberty with.
Totally.
One, the first thing you remember being a young boy at the Battle of Shadows Passing. You did not know you were there. You were on the wrong side. You are standing next to the Dark One for some reason, as the forces of good head towards you. That is what you remember. You remember the Dark One and Lady Jessica going off into a fracture to never be seen again. And that is where you remember losing a lot of your early memories. There was a traumatic event during the fight. You knew you were on the wrong side. Jessica gave you hope. She was gone. But then life goes on. You continue on your quest to try to find a way to save her. And you become a man of the land. You become a traveling adventurer, much as you know yourself to be. You are shunned by many because some know that you are marked by darkness. But that all changes the day you get shunted here, where you lose the remainder of your memories to cover up your trauma and that kind of thing. Those years are not great, I imagine. So anything in that time period that you want to like add or flavor, feel free. But those are the key highlights. And Lady Jessica looks at you as you're remembering this because she knows who you are.
What a twist.
I remember.
A good sign.
It worked, guys. It worked.
I'm going to peek my head into the room. What was that? What?
I'll note that in comic panels, if when Wolfgang was being drawn or being depicted, he was always trying to stand tall and that sort of Dudley Do-Right, the hero sort of pose. He's very proud of himself and very somewhat self-righteous, one might argue. But he was a hero and he was standing that way. Now he just kind of deflates a little bit and he's just almost mournful. Like
it is upsetting, yeah.
In the frame where Duskwing is peeking and asking what's going on, Traveler will be leaned against the door and be like, "Don't worry, it's just minor brain surgery."
Yeah. I'll move on into the room and close the door behind me as I enter.
Excellent.
Lady Jessica, I can say with full knowledge that I, since your passing, have walked the way of honor. Despite all discouragement, despite all discrimination, despite all hatred. But that is the path I've walked, and that is the path I will continue to walk. And I tell you now, with no hint of deceit, the Dark One followed you. We are all in danger, and your world is in dire peril.
Whose world?
Earth. It's crossroads.
Gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, that you are on the right side this time around. But yes, I do fear that the Dark One may have followed me here.
I know that you guys are kind of new to this realm, but we are sort of like low-level insect exterminators. And a world-ending, universe-destroying Dark One, well, that's more of a Sentinel-6 kind of thing. So if you could just jot all this down, we'll send it to them and let them square that away, and we can go back to stopping bank robbers.
Isn't Moonflower right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she is still here. I thought she left with,
So
like your aunt's standing right there, man.
not a lot
I
of
thought she
time.
left with Typhoon.
Not a lot of time has passed since Typhoon left. Like realistically, she's about to leave for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll direct that at her. Doesn't that seem more like a Sentinel-6 level problem and less like an us problem?
I think it sounds like an everyone problem. I guess all I really have to add at this point, though, is really I only brought you here. If the Dark One's coming after you, he'd have to be coming under his own power. I didn't summon him here. I summoned you here.
The master of deceit and guile is he.
Well, that doesn't sound like Master of Deceit and Guile gives you the magical power to travel between worlds.
If anyone could, she'll trail off at that. But
Okay.
yes, Moonflower, she'll look at all of you. Well, if it does come to that, of course we will help. But I must attend to this other matter. It appears
There is no other matter. And I stride up to her. I look angry now. There is nothing else. Your world will be consumed in darkness. Everything you love and care about will be gone. You do not have time for petty, minor affairs.
I'm going to say, well, it sounds like a prison escape where a bunch of people have already died isn't really a minor affair.
she'll shoot
Look,
you.
this is-
She'll shoot you some side eye because you were
This is
listening.
exactly
Yeah,
what
because I was eavesdropping before, and I'm
This
and
is
I'm gonna,
exactly what I've
I'm gonna
been
say,
saying. The
Listen, man,
minor
I know you're
stuff.
upset right now, but she's still the boss.
Let us take care of the minor stuff like a jailbreak, and she can take care of the Dark One's incursion. That's what I'm saying.
That's a good idea.
It is okay, Duskwing. It is okay, Traveler. Your friend has had a lot dumped on him recently.
Yeah.
She'll look at you. She'll reach out and she'll put her hand on your shoulder, Corbinian. When the time comes, we will be there. Fret not. But in the meantime, we must tend to this world's ails. you know not who sits in the prison. There's plenty of darkness to go around. She'll say that, and she'll step away, like she'll back up from you and then turn around and head to the balcony.
There always is. I say to her, retreating back.
If no one has anything to say to her, she'll fly away. Oh yeah, Jordan. You get a boon.
I got a question
From
for the
me.
Game Master.
For unlocking
Nice.
the mysteries of Corbinian. Yeah, what's up?
I have a question for you.
But
How
give me
old
that.
is Traveler's Aunt, Moonflower?
She's like 40.
Okay. As she's flying away, I'm going to lean over to one of the travelers in the room because there's at least two here, I'm sure, and I'm going to say, "Hey, man, hey, dude, your aunt is hot."
She is.
Yeah, and
she is
that's-
attractive.
That's what people keep telling me. They've been telling me that for a long time.
She
Does
has
she
very,
go for young guys?
she has very dark hair, fair skin, violet eyes, kind of thing.
You know,
It's
if
a very
your
alien
aunt,
effect.
if your aunt was world famous and flew around in spandex, I'm pretty sure you'd have the same problem. Pretty sure your friends would hassle you.
Thanksgiving like at your house. You don't have to answer that right now. We'll get there later.
Bad.
That'd be a fun episode. Yeah. Thanksgiving at the Travelers.
Wow.
It's
Madame
just
Bonet.
it's just 7 travelers sitting alone on the floor in a living room eating Hungry Man.
Madame Bonet, you have done me a incredible service that I hope one day, when the Dark One has been thrown away from your world, I'll repay it in kind. Though that favor may be called in at your convenience, it is your power that awoke that which was hidden from me.
It was the right thing to do. And that's what we're all trying to do. Right thing.
Oh, and for the record, Traveler, that's not brain surgery. I've had brain surgery. That's not brain surgery.
Well, maybe you should have had her do your brain surgery and you wouldn't have all that going on.
You're probably right.
All right. So what's our next step? Now that we've solved this part, what are we going to do about our robot problem in the short term?
Well, I think we need to take down that Craigslist wizard concept before more robots start showing up here.
What Craigslist wizard? What?
The is that you? Can you handle that for me, Traveler? I don't.
Yeah,
Have a phone.
okay. I did. You're good. It's done.
Okay, good.
I
Oh,
just-
we have. It's a long story.
Is there a wizard in the internet using Craigslist?
So they put up a fake advertisement for a Craigslist wizard to draw the robot here to do battle.
Hilarious.
So.
That's funny.
But I can almost guarantee that there will in fact be a Craigslist wizard at some point.
I'm sure his name will be Craig.
Possibly.
Craig List.
I was thinking
Yeah.
more of a Randall.
Craig, the list wizard, and he just has this giant list of spells.
But he goes by Randall, his middle name.
Just tons of scrolls.
Craig Randall, the list
He
wizard.
can use each one once, like the
Wow.
staff of one.
My suggestion regarding our threat is the swiftest solution is the destruction of the enemy. Though the way of honor suggests that we, or demands that we, or at least I, offer him some quarter, another avenue out. But if he refuses, then it's on his head that his refusal lies. If he is a threat, he must be destroyed. Or am I mistaken in that, Lady Jessica? I look at her sort of like I feel like it's like a student looking to a teacher. Like it's a lot less reverent and a lot more cautious. Like I'm wary of her now.
Death is almost never the right choice. Almost never. There's a knock at the door to the room.
Oh, I'm standing
Ugh.
there, so I'll open it.
Whew. It scares the crap out of Traveler with the timing.
Wearing the high collar dress and
Oh, okay.
and like another
Sure.
a young girl kind of dressed in like almost like the Amish fashion with her hair.
Oh, we're in their room, aren't we?
They come in with like trays, like a couple trays of like some snackles and some water kind of thing.
I'll let them in.
Yeah, they go and set it down. Corbinian, you notice that they pay a wary eye your way. They kind of avoid you, and then they will leave.
I seem to glare at them, and then I think better of saying anything and look away from them.
They definitely look away from your gaze. Oh wow! Hello, Reckinator.
Oh, hello.
Thank you so much for the raid. Hello,
nice.
Raiders. We are
Hey,
playing.
Hello, Brad.
Oh, okay. What's
That's
up, Brad?
Brad and Brad's people. Hello, thank you.
How's it going, Brad? Yeah, you guys are just in time. We do have a giveaway going on. Hit hashtag icons, no caps in the chat for a chance to win the book we're using to play this TTRPG about superheroes.
Yeah, that's a superhero PDF tabletop role-playing game. It's got great art and cool rules. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
You can win it for free. Hashtag icons. There you go.
How you doing, Brad? You still handsome?
Hell yeah, he is.
I haven't seen Brad in years, man.
And you guys live right down the street from each other. You live like less than 10 minutes apart.
That's funny. Well, thanks for the raid. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we're playing Icons from Steve Kenson.
And now I live in the fires of New Mexico.
Way to call him out, Casualty.
That's, man, my brain is maps. I know where everyone lives.
That's funny. Where do I live?
Everyone. Bastrop.
We know where you live, Rune. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much for the raid. But yeah, those two come in the room. They pay you a lot of worry, and they leave.
Did you say they dropped off snacks?
Yeah, food
Snacks.
and like water. Yeah.
I'm
Like, what kind of
immediately on that
snacks?
food.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
fruits and like freshly baked breads, that kind of thing. There's like some homemade butter.
Oh,
I put the fruit in the bread and make a sandwich.
Boom. Everything's a sandwich.
Everything's a sandwich.
Everything
Yeah.
is a sandwich. I can't wait.
just
That's a
some,
great idea. Where'd you get that idea?
fresh baked bread and homemade butter, and I go to town.
I also like going to town on buttered bread.
I
But
do
yeah,
like that every single one of our streams has a part where we all pause and talk about what our characters are eating. We're a stream full of foodies, man.
hey man, I'm kind of hungry. You know,
Fresh
I'm already
hot,
eating chicken
fresh hot
strips and
bread,
buffalo
bread right out of the
wings.
oven, man. Ooh.
Mm.
It's like a serious thing that I'm always hungry.
but yeah, so that is kind of setting up you guys to have your little meeting about your next step. What are you guys doing? What is your plan? The only thing that is going on for sure right now is that there is a prison break going on. That's like the
I think
only,
we need to go to that.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
it
was gonna say,
possible?
I was just gonna say that we should head to that prison. But what's your thoughts?
I was thinking that of our mistress of cosmic and master of magic may be able to scry the location of this robot, and we take the fight to him.
It's possible.
I like that idea. I like that idea. And I could probably help you with that, Madame Bonnet, since I am borrowing your powers right now. But I think that our higher priority is stopping all those criminals from escaping the prison, especially because we don't know exactly who's breaking out. And that's not necessarily a risk I want to leave alone.
And here I was thinking we might just go back home and go to sleep.
Maybe one of you.
I mean, we got to turn this robot off at some point.
Also true.
So Lady Jessica's eyes are gonna white over, and she's gonna like take it like a like a deep breath, and it's kind of alarming. You're not ready for it. It's like, are you dying? Like, are you all right? Kind of thing. And she like puts her head up a little bit. It's shaking a little bit. It's kind of weird, but eventually, if you look where the interests are aligned, you might find she'll look confused. What you seek, it's all in the same place. That is where you start. Yes.
He's breaking people out of the damn prison.
Yeah, that's she thinks about it for a second and she nods. But that sounds right. Yes.
Lucky
Well,
for
that
you
sounds
guys.
we need to get moving.
I caught a cab 5 minutes ago, and I can put you guys in there in the back seat now if you're ready.
I think I can fly there faster if I just know where.
That's true.
Well, the cabbie's a pretty cool guy.
Damn it.
Besides, aerial assault's probably a good idea. They probably have helicopters and jets and every other monstrosity this place forges.
All right, I'll stick to the cab. They'll never see me coming.
Who's riding?
I'll go with you.
You're
Bam,
going
you're
in
in
the
the
cab.
cab.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
So
You're in the
Who would
cab.
like to ride a panther?
who wants to go Mach 5 on a Panther with no seatbelt?
Hey, at least he cares about his passenger, though. I'm not leaving you behind or nothing.
Sure.
Done it before. I guess I'll do it again.
All right.
Madame Binet will ride the Panther out the window. You're heading to the prison. You know where the prison is. It's on the outskirts of town, and it is hard to miss.
It says prison on it.
Well, I mean, we probably all know where it is. My character's lived here his whole life.
Yeah. The
Run.
as soon as you're bamfed into this cab, the rest of you, it doesn't smell
Can
good in here.
Can the cabbie be terrified because I didn't tell him I'm about to teleport two people into the
He
car?
doesn't seem to notice that you did it. He
Even better.
He is.
Look, the cricket game is so good.
If you watch our other shows that we do, you might recognize this cab driver. He's very large, overweight, extra chin, wearing one of those like flat cap kind of like British hats. Very sweaty. He has hair stubble. You can hear him breathing a mile away. And on his cabbie license it says Beanie McFarter. Because I made the mistake of adding a button to my channel that allows viewers to name characters. But here he is, Beanie McFarter.
I told you guys, you're going to love this guy. Look at his name.
There's no way that's a real. That's real.
It's pronounced Benny McFarter. It's Scottish. And he'll keep driving to the prison. But yeah, so the first one's there by a long shot. our Duskwing and Madame Bonnet. You can see, long before you get there, you can see the smoke. You see the helicopters. You can hear the noise. But you guys pull up. There's a couple of low-level goons already being taken down. You might recognize Disco Viper and Asphalt. They're in custody right now. Let go of me, you pigs! And Asphalt will be similarly being an ass.
So the Sentinel 6 are on the scene handling this space.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
You see a couple. So Mr. Maximum is here. He was bringing... he got done turning in the robot. And he's walking around. You see him just like walking around, and then he'll just look down and he'll punch something. And then he'll be like, got one! Moonflower is flying around, and you can see the Typhoon looking about.
Okay, I will approach Moonflower in midair with Madame Benet riding me. I'll fly up close, but not threateningly so, and I will announce in my deeper, gravelly, transformed voice, we're here to help. Where would you like us? What can we do to help the best?
we're not sure. Sorry, I was still doing Beanie McFarter's voice. We're not sure exactly what caused this, but it looks to be possibly the work of that god bot you guys were looking for. The back wall seems to be melted. I don't know if he took advantage of the situation going on or caused it. But if you could find out what happened with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're just trying to round up the worst of them before they are able to resume their lives of crime.
Okay. In that case, I'm simply going to fly directly into the prison, ignoring the escaping dudes, and instead actually entering the facility. And I'm looking for where the offices are, like where the central offices of the complex are, because what I'm going to do is find where the security stuff is and where the cameras are and where the recordings are made. Because if we want to find out what happened, that's where we will find it out.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of
Say that to
guards.
you.
You'll see some uniformed officers as well. You'll see someone that you might recognize, but you haven't really interacted with them. Detective Fatima Zarn is there. She is trying to orchestrate recovery methods and trying to coordinate with the superheroes to get everyone back in. You met her once when she was with the mayor at like the ribbon cutting, if you recall. That was a while ago. But yeah, she
Have they already got this under control, or not really?
Not really. Some of it, like, it is getting under control. I mean, Typhoon, Mr. Maximum, and Moonflower are a pretty big three to have brought to bear. But there are the most dangerous of the criminals yet to be captured. And then also, they haven't figured out what happened yet. But the detective is trying to figure out. She's at the central office that you were looking for.
Okay. Then Lady Bonet and I arrive, and I'll let her do the talking. I mean, I'm probably scare the hell out of everybody as I show up anyway.
The detective has a light accent, but I won't imitate it.
Detective, can you tell us more about what's going on here this evening?
Madame Bonnet, Duskwing, good to have you here. We're trying to figure it out. It looks like there was an explosion at cell block C. Some of the prisoners there are dead. Some of them are missing. We're trying to shift through the rubble currently to figure out which is which.
Well, let me help with that. I can move the rubble easily.
Sure. She'll wave. Let them through. There's a gate at the end of the hall that they'll buzz you in through. When you get in, so it's a giant cell block. You know, cell blocks are huge. You can see the back wall. There was some kind of explosion, but you can also see some of it was melted.
Okay.
Much in a similar fashion to what you've seen the Godbot do.
Sure. As I approach it, I'm definitely moving things carefully. That way, if there are people trapped under it and injured, I don't injure them further.
No, awesome. Yeah, so the first thing you see as you lift it, there is you see bright red underneath a slab of concrete. Just this bright red something. You're not sure what. And as you lift it, it is a gigantic man that is half lobster. He is unconscious, but you do see the unmistakable form of the lobster mobster.
Is his shell cracked? Is he ready for dinner?
The shell is cracked a little. He does seem injured, but he doesn't seem dead.
Well, okay.
And also, there's a whole conversation we get into whether or not that's cannibalism. But
yeah, I'm not hungry enough to try to find out
At best,
or examine that moral implication at all.
At best,
So,
that's half cannibalism.
I'll take him out of there carefully and say we've got one for the medics.
Who wants to be known as a half cannibal?
why not Zoidberg?
I mean, I like lobster. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to eat a sentient lobster.
If you're
Anyway.
a half cannibal, whenever you die, you come back as a half ghoul.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be
My new
interesting.
band is
I'll continue clearing rubble
I'm young
carefully
half
but
cannibals.
quickly.
It's a good band name. Yeah, so you're in Lithia Rubble. You do see some dead people. There are, like, you'll see a smushed crab rangoon guy. You'll see some just miscellaneous gangsters that you might have tangled with in the past. No big villains are dead that you recognize. You see, you see one really big buff guy. He's huge and he has a bald head. And you'll recognize him from the newspaper. His name's Flex Luthor. But yeah, that's all you see there.
Okay, well, I rescue them all and dig them out of the rubble and basically get that part done with as quickly and carefully as possible.
I've had Flex Luthor.
I imagine while I'm
for so
doing that,
long.
Jordan wants to do something.
Yeah, Drew, what are you doing?
I want to use my density to see if I can just well, no. Well, let me ask if it'll work that way before I shut myself down. Can I use my density to just try and reach through the rubble and pull people out without having to remove it? Is that faster?
Probably.
Because I can phase through it, but can I? Because I could probably use my cosmic power to also phase them, right?
So
I'm pretty sure if you spend one of your little points,
Yes.
you can add an extra. And
Yeah,
that
you
extra
can add
could
an
be
extra like
affects
affects others temporarily.
yeah, exactly.
I'll do that because I have determination points. So yeah, I'll use some of my density to pull people out.
Boom! You'll start pulling people out. You pull out a crab rangoon that you recognize from the crime. You do pull out a couple guards. Even there are some guards down there. Both of them are alive. One of them is pretty hurt, but you got them pretty quick. So I'll say because of like super strength and phasing, you guys get everyone out. It's not an issue. You guys crush this search and rescue thing. The rest of you pull up in the cab. And you see a scene similar to what I described. Mr. Maximum walks by. Looking all huge.
I'm going to fan out and set up a perimeter.
Excellent. We'll say you pretty much immediately start catching, like, low-level dudes.
So, since I'm also bad at fighting, I had the funny idea that I'm just going to teleport them back next to the prison and then leave again. So,
Just keep putting them back to start.
Yeah, I just put them back over there. Like, someone else can clean it up. I'm just going to make them reset every time they try to leave. I'm just going to reset you at the start of the board.
Like
so
a
that's all I'm
hellish
doing.
nightmare. Yeah.
I'm just resetting people. I'm not fighting at all. And just put you right back at the prison.
And I'm making sure they stay there.
Absolutely. So it seems like you guys are definitely focused on containment of the prisoners, which is good. Good, worth noting. Wolfgang, what's specifically? I imagine Mimic. You said you're fighting, right? You're beating people up.
Yeah. So whenever Traveler brings back a prisoner, I knock him out and figure out where he needs to go, or just put him in a pile of knocked out people.
That's pretty.
Or trying to escape.
That's pretty efficient. I'm not gonna make any checks happen unless he happens upon like a villain level person.
Sure.
But you guys are mostly just knocking out goons. Wolfgang, what are you doing?
Noticing there's a half second where Wolfgang wants to get people to do something else, but he just grimaces and goes, "Stupid way of honor nonsense," grumble, grumble. And then he runs off toward where a bunch of prisoners may be running away, but I can still see them. And I can certainly shout at them, and I will point my sword and start lifting up bits of debris, and with a threatening posture say, "Either turn back and return to your prison, or you will die. Your choice."
Excellent.
Just imposing my incredible will power on them.
Give me a willpower roll.
Do we hear this all the way inside the prison or no?
No, there's no way. There's too much. There's helicopters and people yelling, gunfire.
Our Wolfgang has changed.
I'm gonna spend one of my determination. Whoops, other way down, not up. That's how that works. Toward the way of honor, because my core child instinct is destroy the enemy. But the way of honor says, no, you have to let them surrender if you can, especially when you have more power than they do.
So you got a 10.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you're the last one to roll. Okay.
Yeah. None of my specialties apply here. Boop. So 13 total.
13 total. That's a moderate success. So yeah, no, you actually do have you go all carry on these poor guys, and they do. A lot of them do surrender. Not all of them, but definitely a lot of them.
The ones that don't surrender get things thrown at them, and as heavy thing, I'm throwing as hard as I can to make them stop running.
Give me a roll on that to see how many of them get away and how many don't.
That would be.
Because you're over there, single man in it. Everyone else is double teaming these guys.
Whoops. I'll use the power as instead of my coordination. That's how that works. Duh. So +5. Could I get the specialty of weapons as I'm throwing things at them?
Yeah, that's fine.
So +5 +1.
You rolled a d20.
I did. It's called. You weren't supposed to notice that. I got 21. What? Why is no one question? Why is everyone asking me questions?
Hey, there you go. Weirdly, oh, +5. Okay, I thought you rolled the exact same thing somehow. All right. Yes. No. So some of them you do hit a lot of them with this debris. You're not sure if anyone got away or not, but you do pretty successfully. A bunch of guards will come your way, start locking them up. But yeah, so you guys are all here in the area participating in, what do you call it, containment. Long and short of it. We'll go back to the inside of the prison. Madame Bonnet and Rune, you guys are done saving people in here. What's the next thing you want to do?
If this part's handled, I'm going to head back to the detective lady we just talked to. I'm going to say, is there anything else that my super strength could be most useful for to keep people from dying? Like, how else can I be most useful to prevent anyone else from being
that was the
seriously
only collapse that we had, but we do have several other situations. I mean, you can take to the sky, you can look above, or you can go help in one of the other cell blocks where there's rioting.
That sounds like I want to quell some riots, but let me know as soon as you have access to the security footage, so we can see what started the explosion, if there's anything caught on film.
I can pull that up. She'll pull it up for you.
Okay.
I want to look for clues on the ground or wherever, like near the explosion, and see if I can figure anything out that way.
Give me an investigation. We'll do awareness.
Yep. I was gonna say, that's not in this game. You're thinking about another one.
I'm always thinking about another one. Too many games. Or not enough games. I don't know.
Dawson 8.
Tostin 8. Yeah. So you are able to find a couple things. Obviously, you can see there's an explosion versus the wall is melted. You notice that the wall melting is in a very specific place. It's opening up one specific cell. You walk in there, and you start looking around, and you're like, son of a bitch. I know whose cell this is. It's Mary Steele's cell.
God damn it.
Oh. And she's nowhere to be found. She's gone.
I relay this information to Deathwing.
You'll go up to Duskwing and be explaining this to him as she's putting on the cameras.
Isn't that the lady that I knocked out with like one paw slap?
Huh?
Yeah. She made the robot. Of course he would rescue her. Obviously. We didn't think about it. Okay. I'm going to go quell some rioting to make sure people don't get killed. Why don't you find everybody else and let them know what this is all about? now that we know.
10-4.
Great work.
Let's do it.
Okay, then we split up from each other. I'm going to go quell riots while she finds everyone else.
So there is some security camera footage. You do see that she is rescued from the cell by the god robot as suspected. The god robot is with some other being in the camera footage. It's hard to make out. It does seem to be another robot. But when they're leaving, you notice that they bring some other people with them.
Who all do they take with them?
No one of real note. They are some henchmen, but they do not stop them from coming with them. And shortly after that, an explosion goes off, covers the whole thing up. And it brings us roughly to right now.
Perfect. Well, now we know what happened and we know who's involved. That's good. I'll ask the detective if she can get a copy of that section of footage for us so that we can have it available. That way I can share it with my team and with the Sentinel-6.
Yeah, I'll send it right to you. Is it Duskwing at Gmail? She'll say. And she smiles like she's messing with you.
I'll be like, I don't have an email address, ma'am.
Ooh.
Send it to Traveler. Surely Traveler's easy to contact.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to Traveler. But yeah, Traveler, you get an email. And you guys are just going around the prison doing this like cleanup. It is pretty routine. A lot of the bigger bads have been quelled by the Sentinel-6. But before you have a chance to go pursue the Godbot and see what's going on there, that's where we're going to take our break. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching so far. We're going to take a quick bio break. Don't forget to hit hashtag icons in the chat, no caps, for a chance to win this book. Don't forget to check out Steve Kenson's Patreon, and we'll be right back. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Plays Icons from Steve Kent, and I am still your Game Master, Johannanon.
I'm still the co-host of Fresh Out the Box. It's me, Casualty CDG, and we're playing Icons, so I'm playing Traveler, the teleporting duplicator.
I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and I am continuing to play Wolfgang Aidendale, the hero from Beyond the Shadow.
And I am Erin Bombier, also known as Erin Dippity or Erin Dippity at Twitter, and I am stepping back into the power-borrowing Mimic.
I am A. Jordan Lambert, and I will continue to be Madame Leota, a psychic turned superhero.
And to follow the pattern, I am R.A. Davis, also known as Rune. And tonight, I am playing Blake Darcel, the Dangerous Dusk Queen.
So, and we're back. You guys are in the prison, helping to clean up the prison break and all the situations, but it seems that the main cause was indeed the Godbot that seems to have absconded with his creator, Mary Steele, and several goons of various origins. What would you like to do with this information? They headed out, I mean, it was on the back of the prison, out towards, like, the Everglades kind of situation.
We all, like, on the same page now?
Yeah, you guys can all be on the same page, yeah.
Okay. So we finished quelling the riots in the prison and whatnot then.
Yeah, that's fair. You guys are doing that, and then, like, the three of the Sentinel 6 that are there just kind of come and help you put it down pretty hard. I could watch Mr. Maximum punch people all day in my head.
Should instead of saying to the max, he should start saying, I like punching down.
He does like punching down.
Not a very heroic thing. If he turns heel, that's his new thing.
I just thought it was a pretty funny way to, phrase what he does.
It was pretty funny.
I'll show you what I do to underdogs.
He's the hero, right?
I like punching down. Okay. All right. Well, if we're all together, then I will offer to carry as many of you can fit on my back to go flying over the swamp. If we go quickly, we should be able to catch them before they get far.
Go quickly and maybe with some altitude so we have a wider scope of view to hunt them.
Sure.
As usual, I'll spread out on the ground. Let me know if you see anything, and we can get there as fast as possible.
Sounds good.
How many of us can fit?
Like comfortably too.
Probably.
Then
I can carry someone as well, though.
Yeah.
that's true. Could I use that cosmic power to gain flight?
Yes. If you want to make a cosmic power roll, go ahead and roll a dice plus 5. What level of flight you looking for here?
You may never mimic another power.
Whatever I can keep up. It like makes the easiest to keep up.
So what's
I
your
don't know what the
flight
differences
then?
are. Well, the causing power is 5, right, Madame Bonet?
Yeah. So that's the highest.
So let's just go to 5.
Okay, well there you go.
So your flight max could be 5. But I wouldn't want to go much higher than that anyway, because I wouldn't want to blow people right off me.
Yeah.
Like, even though I have like 7 ranks of flight, I wouldn't use all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I have
at
pictures.
level 5, you will be as fast as a fast helicopter.
Well, I rolled a 1 for a total of 6.
Total of 6. Wow. Yeah. Would you like to spend a point of determination
Yes.
to add some points to that?
I would like to do that.
I believe that adds 2. So, that is it's a marginal success. You do have trouble drawing this borrowed cosmic power. It feels weird going through your body. It doesn't feel natural. But what does when you have these implants? It all
Very
kind of
true.
feels strange. You're touching these powers from like a distance, but you do start to levitate.
It's working. Okay, cool.
Okay. So
Yeah.
who's riding my back then?
I am.
Okay.
These two
We don't want to
riding
bring a
back.
traveler. I'll carry one of your travelers along.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great. You can take him as far as you can and dump him out in the swamps, and the rest of us can teleport to him and spread out.
Perfect. Okay. Then
We'll say
yeah,
that happens. You drop
fly
him.
along,
He
sure.
spreads out. Anyone who wants to take a look-see loo, give me an awareness check. We'll see if you guys can see anything. This is very difficult because it is very
I just
wooded
want to
out here.
say that I am fascinated by the ecology of Crossroads, and I am now assuming that we are in Florida because we've had an ocean and
Yeah.
a pier,
Yeah.
we've had a swamp, there's a city.
Mhm.
Gotta be in Florida.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Crossroads is intentionally hard to pin down exactly where it is.
It's like spring.
It's at
It
a
could be lots of different
crossroads.
places.
The
Right.
only thing that could possibly explain how outrageous this place is if it were in Florida, so I agree.
That's a good call. Yeah, no, this probably is in Florida. Honestly,
Florida man running around.
That's exactly right.
you see some guy
Knocked out
go
4 from the
by.
prison.
You see some guy go by with frosted tips.
I actually rolled a maximum roll and got an 11, and I'm going to spend a point of determination and call upon my weirdness magnet quality to enhance that to a 13
Interesting.
Love it.
on that awareness check while we're searching in the swamp. Since I rolled
Great
so well,
job,
I figured I'd just go
Duskwing.
for the best I can get. Yeah.
It's pretty good. So you get a weird feeling. You're looking around. You're looking for people and robots running through the woods. You don't see any. You don't see any. But then you're like, maybe they went to like a place. And you do see a building in the woods.
Is it like the Hall of Evil from the old Justice League cartoon?
Oh man, the Legion of
Yeah,
Doom like thing that
The
comes
Legion
out of the
Doom
water.
place in the swamp? Right.
No, not this time. As much as I would want it to be.
Well, I will point out that building as we're flying.
If you guys had taken long enough to find this area, then maybe. But
Right.
yeah, so there's a building there. You're not sure. Maybe they went there.
Yeah, I'll point it out and make sure Aaron. Sorry, that. What's your character's name again, Aaron? I'm sorry.
Mimic.
Mimic. I make sure that Mimic sees what I've noticed, and I beeline towards that direction to get a better look. How big is this building? Describe it.
Is a. It's not a ranger cabin. It's like a forest center kind of thing. It's got like a visitor center area, like that like rotundra outside with like the plants in the middle. Then you can
Like
go.
a little park thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little park thing, like a place you can go on field trips. Come
Park
check
rangers
out.
go there. There's probably like a gift stand and all that shit.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Are the lights on?
I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder and lean a bit forward so you can hear me, because I'm trying not to shout too much. Lower me just shy of it. I'll jump off and sneak up towards the place while everyone else does their thing.
I'm pretty sneaky myself. I'll just sneak in and land on the roof. Like I'll sneakily land on the roof with everybody. Does that sound fine?
Just drop me off separate, just in case they
Sure.
do an area attack against us.
That's fine. I'll drop him off as I approach, like at the perimeter of the place, and then I'll lift up through the trees where I'm hard to spot, and then come down on the roof with Madame Bidet. Unless she wants off as well. Like if you want off, I'll let you off wherever.
No, I'm good with this plan. We're fine.
Okay. Then the two of us land on the roof of the main building.
I'll actually go ahead and land, like, with you guys.
You guys are all
And
there.
Of course, I
I'm
also set my one copy of traveler down here on the roof with us.
Just spike him.
Oh no!
At first, no, that's not how I meant it, but funny.
There, now I won't go anywhere.
2 points.
2 points.
You do land on this ranger station. The lights are on. They're
Did you want me to make a stealth check to do it without being noticed?
No, you're good.
Okay.
They're not really expecting anyone. There are some goons walking about.
Just like narratively, how many? I mean, are you trained in stealth, Rune? In Corbinian, are you?
I actually
feel
have
like-
a point in stealth. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like all of us are actually trained, anyways.
Like that was just a random.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're all just infiltration people. We're all super
Yeah,
sneaky.
you guys have been consistently sneaky. So I don't feel like making you roll for this one. I'll let you get in.
That's the one thing our entire party has in common. Oh, whenever we pick our team power, we should pick one like that. Like, team
super
tactics, camouflage or something. Yeah.
Right. Everybody hide.
I am going to, for some of the goons that are milling around outside, I'm gonna basically point my sword at them from hiding and yeet them into the woods and smash them into something.
Good.
Nice.
So can you affect more than one person?
No, not without putting in an extra.
Would you like to put it in the extra?
Sounds like a good idea.
You can eat them both if you do.
Yeah. I come from beyond the shadow, and as I draw my sword, it glows. It faintly glows with the blue light that I normally have when I'm using it, when I've been using it. But now it glows with a darkish purplish light.
Does it mean
jet
that
it
orcs
outward.
are nearby?
I am the orc.
Orcs. Yeah, go ahead and give me that roll. I shall roll against you. I do believe I'm rolling prowess.
No, prowess is to attack. It's the other. Coordination is
Coordination. I believe that would be 14 with either martial arts or stealth.
Pretty sure they cannot possibly match that.
Go ahead and do still. How much did you get?
14.
Oh yeah, I can't match that.
By the way, Game Master, I'd just like to point out, great job selling that, making him spend some resources.
Thanks. Telekinesis. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, you eat them out in the woods. They crack against some trees, and they're gone. Hopefully they didn't land face down in the water. They'll just drown. That'll be nice.
One of the travelers. One of the travelers is gonna teleport in and walk up next to Wolfgang and go, "Damn, that tree came out of nowhere, huh?"
Could you make sure I didn't kill them, or at least make sure they don't drown, please?
Yeah, no problem. I'll get him back to a hospital.
So there are like stairs that go up to what's actually the first floor. Up here on like the visitor center, there's like a balcony. That's where you like yeeted them off. It's not really a balcony. It's like a walkway up there. And then inside the building, you can see some more goons milling about. And you see some people tied to chairs.
Okay. From the roof, what do we know?
From the roof, so you can see into a portion of this building from the roof. There is a little
like
bit of
skylight
skylight.
then?
There is. It's not like completely glass everywhere, but you can see some people walking around, and you might be able to make out one of the people in the chairs.
I'm going to whisper to the other people up here on the roof with me. How about I just come down through the skylight and grab all the people in the chairs and then just fly right out the nearest window with them and take them to safety? Like, full stop. That way we don't have any hostage situation. I mean, even if it takes me a little while to get back, they're safe. What do you think?
Well, then
I
we
think-
probably want to jump in after you and create a distraction.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a great idea, and I am a master of distraction, if nothing else.
Okay. Um,
Notice that.
then that is what I will plan to do. And saying no more, I literally just dive down directly through the skylight as if it's not even in my way, because I'm sure compared to my strength, it's nothing. And I fly right through whatever I have to
Oh yeah, you
to
tear through
collect
that.
up
Oh.
all the people that are tied to chairs in my arms, and then I fly right out the window with them.
It's this new anti-Duskwing glass. It's super strong.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. So the Panther just tears through this building at like half Mach speed and just disappears with 3 hostages.
Right
Okay.
before he does that, a traveler is going to run down the hallway dressed like one of those guards that Aidendale just knocked out and go, "Hey, hey, guys, one of those toilets is clogged." And they're going to be like, "What?" And then as soon as they're like, "What?" that's when he's going to come crashing through the skylight.
Perfect.
Comes crashing this guy. Yeah, I don't feel like you need to roll. You are strong enough to do all that and fast enough. There's not much they can do about it. No one in there is equipped for that.
Okay. So can you tell me? You said I recognized one of these people in the chairs. Who's one of these people?
No, you
that-
just notice one of them. Like you
Oh,
see
okay.
one.
Okay, but I don't recognize the people.
No,
specifically.
no. You rescued a park ranger and some employees that are wearing like Crossroads National Park shirts, kind of thing.
All right. Well, I'm not taking them far. I'm just like taking them like to the edge of the facility, but like away from the danger.
It's
And
the two of the t-shirts are like younger kids that are working part-time jobs. One of them has braces with like the rubber bands, and he's like the Panthers got us. You have to lay still. You have to lay real still, and he just stops moving.
Okay. I'm going to set their chairs down on the ground outside of the facility, and I'm say, first of all, that doesn't actually work. That's a myth. And then I'm going to reach down with my fingers and start just breaking the ropes that are holding them tied down so that they're all free. And second of all, I'm not a panther. See, wings.
Oh Lord in heaven, it's the devil.
I'm not the devil either. I'm
I
just,
mean,
He'll start.
and I say it like maybe that makes me even worse.
He'll start like singing some like youth group hymn. And like
I'll just
rocking back and forth.
Ugh,
I'll
you're
just
giving me
shake my head and look
flashbacks to my childhood.
See if they're any better.
They exist, fan. uh,
Yeah. Okay. Do the other.
I want to
for now.
say, in the frame that Duskwing is like zipping around as like a blur through the building, that's when Mimic is following in right behind through the roof.
yeah, you notice a couple of these guys have like novelty hats on that they must have got from the gift shop. One of them is wearing like a lobster hat, you know, like one of those bad trucker hats with like the lobster coming through it. And a couple of the other ones are wearing other like animal hats.
When I see the lobster hat, I have a thought immediately that's like, when we're done with this, we have to go get some lobster. There's too much lobster in here, and I'm definitely hungry.
There's 2 lobsters in one day.
I
I'm
know.
down.
Yeah, there's 3 guys in here. Go ahead and attack them.
Okay. So that's just prowess, right?
Yeah, prowess.
Oh, and martial arts for +1.
Oof. Oof.
10. Or, no, sorry, 11.
Okay. This guy, what do you do to him? Because he's not, whatever it is, he's not ready. I can promise. I rolled real bad.
Just like a drops down, and right as he turns, I send his head spinning back the other way with like just like a solid cross punch.
Is your intent to kill?
No, it's
Okay.
it's a solid KO thought.
Okay, so he just like spins on his heels and like is out. He falls through a table. Yeah, that guy's done. Done sauce. Oh my god, I rolled so bad. Matabone, you're on the roof.
Yes.
There's 2 guys left.
I am.
You want one?
Yeah. Let's see. Prowess. I rolled a 7. Because I just kind of want to punch one in the face. Same thing.
Nice.
Well, I roll lots of ones today. Yeah, he gets punched in the face. What's your strength?
My strength
Yeah.
is a 5.
Okay, yeah, they don't have that. So this guy gets. I mean, they're just goons. The only reason I'm making you roll is because I don't want to rob you of the minion cleanup. I know it feels good sometimes. That poor guy also gets folded like laundry. I think there's travelers around if you want some. There's just one guy left.
So on the I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to have like 5 travelers now wearing these goons outfits that keep getting knocked out, and then the last goon, we're all gonna run up to him all at once and be like, fall back, let's go, let's keep safe. And so I'm gonna follow him deeper into this compound so I know where it goes.
He runs outside.
Oh.
Okay, when I hear him yelling that at somebody, I'm thinking there's no way he's saying that to us.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm going to look at this park ranger with his 2 junior park rangers or whatever they are.
By the
And
Lord.
say, calm down. You're safe now. Did you see where the villains who captured you went?
No. Yeah, we didn't see anything, man. The ranger will say more calmly. They just came out of nowhere. They beat us up. They blindfolded us, and gagged us, and next thing we know, we were out here with you.
Right. Well, I know I'm fearsome looking, but I'm here to help. You're safe now. In a moment, we'll have all of the bad guys defeated. Get your cell phone out. Call the police. Get them over here. Get them arrested, and you'll have your facility back. I've got to go help my friends. And then I turn and start trotting quickly back into the building.
You know, they might have gone to the caves, he'll say, and he'll hand you a pamphlet.
I'll hold that pamphlet in my giant paw and try to manipulate and say, nah, I'll just let my friends use it. I'll put it in my mouth and then head in with
No,
it.
it has slobber on it. Sorry.
No, I don't slobber on it. I just carry it in my lips, you know. But I will come walking into the building and rolling a die. I walk up directly to Mimic and hand you a pamphlet from my mouth.
I want to make you roll to see how wet it is.
It's
But
not wet.
I'm not good at that. Yeah, he hands you a pamphlet with his mouth of a cave, like tour.
Say, he says he thinks they may have gone to the caves.
I don't know if you guys have ever
Well, it's convenience.
done one of those cave tours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you live in Houston, you pretty much definitely have.
Well, I don't anymore, but I did.
No.
I'm gonna touch the traveler that's with me outside because I'm still kind of hiding and watching this attack because I'm kind of trying to see if anyone's trying to slink away and not paying attention to the guy watching them in the woods. I just kind of tap traveler on the arm. Do you see people from the video inside? Are these the henchmen for our god home guy, or are these just people who happen to run away this way? Because you can see in there, I presume.
It's a good question.
Yes, I can. Also, there's one more guy over there on that trail running. I don't know if you want to get him or what, but he got away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just slings that guy against a tree, too.
Not even gonna make you. That's fine. There's no way he sees it coming. Yeah, go ahead and give me an awareness check, Traveler, to see if you can make that kind of decision.
I would love to. Awareness, right here. I've rolled max roll. I rolled a 12.
I did not
These
roll
dice are hot.
that. So yeah, the dice are hot right now. Yeah, no, some of them are definitely, you do recognize them from the video. These are the goons that came with Godbot.
Yeah, that's astute of you. That's exactly who they are. I didn't even think about it.
So he's nearby.
Would you like me to take you inside?
I'll rest my hand on your shoulder. Go ahead.
Poof.
It means we're on the right track, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
When you appear inside, all of the travelers are dressed like goons. So we're like, no. This is us. This is me.
They all get I swirl the sword up like I'm about to hit you, and then as you're like, no, it's stop. And then I put the sword away.
Ooh, yeah, that's right as Duskwing lands too. So I'm really like, no. It's me. Oh God.
But yeah, so
Well,
there is no one further in here. It's empty.
Duskwing was just telling me that they're in the cave system, which, according to this brochure, should be that way.
Mm-hmm.
It tracks. This Godbot, this alchemist, made things underneath the ground, so
Yeah,
why
this-
not
this-
hide in the ground again?
This would be the second time he's gone to ground, so to speak. So it's definitely fitting an MO. He likes.
Do
to,
any of you know the
keep
caves
cover.
around here? You're all locals. Well,
I-
more local than I am.
I'm gonna say that Blake has probably never been spelunking, so no. I'll say not
I-
personally, but
I
I've
came to
heard
these
of them, I know about
caves.
them, but not really.
We
my
did
interest.
a field trip here in junior high, and then I came again when I was like 19. I've been to these caves, but I mean, rock walls are rock walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
don't know anything about them. Oh, does the brochure have like a cave diagram or anything?
So there is like a tour, like notes, like bullet points, like this is what you can expect to see. Come see the Chamber of Secrets. That's what...
Come see this rock formation, the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, they always give them weird names. And
we
then
call this one the Goblet of Fire.
Oh God.
And then there's like a picture of the tour guide smiling on the cover. It's a park ranger named David Park. And he is indeed Asian. Because it's an Asian last name.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Korean last name. Yeah.
Korean, yeah. I was gonna say. So does it have a map? I'll say to you because I'm not looking at it. Does that have a map within it?
It has like a tour guide map. Like it has like this is where we're gonna go, but it doesn't like have a map of the caves. It just has a map of the tour path.
Yeah, so this
Well,
probably
I was
branches
just-
Some of
off.
I was going to start moving that direction, and I'm just going to say, if it weren't relatively safe, they wouldn't be taking tours into it. I'm sure anything that's extra dangerous will be marked very clearly. Don't go this way; you could die, because that's what they always do with these public caves.
My hope in seeing a map, hopefully there's a larger one near the entrance. I'll be walking along. If there's a larger one near the entrance, I may be able to puzzle out where they would secret away, because they are going somewhere safe, but they want to escape to somewhere.
Yeah.
I would imagine some other passageway or side.
As you're
path.
heading to the caves, so it is like a dirt path that leads out back. You can definitely see there's like a Jeep parked out there that seems like it can be used. It's not even a Jeep. It's one of those like go-kart things.
Golf cart things.
But the better version that they use, the better version of a golf cart essentially, like with
Yeah,
like,
like
the
the
6 wheels.
gas-powered Gator.
Yeah, one of those. It's one
Yeah.
of those. And you guys can see the two employees and the ranger waving at you guys like, "Hey, thanks for saving us." And they'll like go inside and like radio.
Hey, before you two go away, do you have like a safety map in your office in case somebody gets lost in here? Don't you have a more detailed one that's not just for tours?
Yeah. He'll go into his office. He'll come back a little bit later. With I was just waiting for someone to ask the ranger. He'll get you a map.
I'm gonna
you too.
immediately hand it to Aidendale. Like, aren't you an adventurer? You know how to read these things? If it's not on my GPS, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think they have this cave on an app.
I just figure I'll make my own way through it if I have to. Like if I need to, I'll just tunnel through the damn thing.
Hey, and if anyone needs to get lost in the caves, I volunteer to do it. I can always teleport myself back out.
I'm going to try to read the map. Uh-oh.
I'm sure he's still there.
I'm going to try to read the map and puzzle out if I were fleeing from a bunch of people or trying to get to some secret hideaway, where in this map would I go? And
That is-
trying to also keep in mind that I might need to or be able to dig into the walls because they have alchemy, so they can just.
That's an
burrow or
intelligence
burn.
roll for sure. It's a big old smarty boy check. I like asking.
I can help you with that map. That's sort of a part of the basic training.
Please help me
Or,
with this roll.
yes.
I don't have any superpowers related to this.
That's fair. Yeah, she is military.
So yeah, how does
Uh,
helping work?
I will let you guys both roll. I think you add, if you are successful, you add to the effectiveness of the roll, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better than the one.
It's not bad.
Got 8.
8 Smarties.
Half a pack.
11 Smarties. So you working together, you are able to look at this map and kind of be like, they wouldn't go here, they wouldn't go here, and you start realizing that there's a tunnel that leads back towards where this thing is nested before, back towards the industrial area. So you are able to ascertain that. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Caverns are that extensive?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
They
Okay.
crisscross the whole. Yeah, when you're looking at this map, you're like, man, they really do go everywhere.
It's a good thing to let tourists wander off that initial path. This is really dangerous.
fact
You can
that
get
these-
really badly lost in here.
The fact that these tunnels exist will never be a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have the information. What you doing?
Is there a way in those pathways that we could, like, they're going one way and we could use another path to get ahead of them?
Potentially. You can definitely chart the fastest route, but they can potentially go through walls. So it's hard to tell. You can definitely chart the fastest path though.
I'd like to point out that if they're going to do that thing where he's just going through the walls, he'll leave obviously melted walls where he passes, and we could just follow right after him.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
As long as he's not
So,
thinking anyone's following him, he might not close them.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah, I figure if we just head in after him, then if he leaves obvious signs of passage, we'll be able to follow him directly very quickly anyway. And if he doesn't, then there's a chance we could head him off. Either way, we'll spot it pretty quick. So
Yeah.
I just head on in and start moving. The only real question I have is it tight in there? Do I need to make myself smaller?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like you're gonna get into too tight of tunnels. I'm not gonna make you squeeze or anything.
Okay, well, I mean, I can always adapt my magical powers
Yeah.
to make myself smaller, turn into a cat with wings instead of a panther for a while, if I need.
It doesn't appear that you need to yet.
Okay. If it becomes too tight in there, that's my go-to plan.
Absolutely. So you guys head in?
What are we doing for light in there, by the way?
That's a good question.
I was just wondering that too. In my mind, Wolfgang lit a fiery, old-fashioned torch out of his adventuring bag out of
Sure.
nowhere.
Plus, we have 2 people with cosmic power, so
That is true.
I was thinking that the camera shot was the dark cave, and then you see the flame flickering around the corner, and for a second it looks like it's going to be a fantasy movie shot. You see Wolfgang come around the corner all dressed in his fantasy gear, and then immediately after that you see Mimic with all of her glowing cyborg parts.
I like it.
Oh, so it's a Marvel joint. Actually, be DC, but anyway.
So you guys all head in with this torchlight burning brightly. There is a lift style like it's one of those big platform elevators that takes you down to where like the caves start. Yeah, you guys ride that down. It takes a minute, but you guys get there eventually. And you look around. It's a huge cave. You know, there's some plaques around. There are lights set up around here in the immediate tourist area. And you know, it is beautiful when you're looking around. Maybe you'll come back here in your free time. I don't know. Maybe you like caves now. I don't know. But you guys you follow the tourist path for a bit. You get to see the chamber secrets. It's all pretty and glistening. There's some like geode action. It's hot. Yeah, what's up?
I was going to say, to answer your question, Blake may come back here for inspiration. He loves rock.
There you go.
Boo.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, if
Rock
we go
and
ahead,
metal, baby.
if we go ahead one more chamber, we can see the Prisoner of Azkaban.
What do they call this wall? Is it the Sorcerer's
Just-
Stone?
As long as we don't get to the one they call 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh no, that's when you've gone too far. Yeah, they call that one the dungeon.
You guys walk past a room full of people just whipping each other and tying each other up.
Yeah, we try to
We don't
try
arrest
to
you, though.
intervene.
Carry on.
and-
We keep moving.
Mhm.
I thought
We
this
go to
was a
intervene, and they're
family
like,
place.
"No, we're all here on purpose. Everything's. We all have a safety word."
All right. Anyways, you guys continue on down this tourist path. You eventually get to a point where you have to deviate. And when you get to that point, you're looking. Yeah, there's some burnt wall action going on here for sure.
If we get to a point where we have to deviate, we've gotten to a point where we do what we always do anyway. We are deviates.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. You guys head on down this way as quickly as you can. It does wind a bit. He doesn't just blow holes in every wall. It does seem like there's a method to the madness. But you guys do follow it for quite a ways. And eventually, you kind of leave this, like, cavern-looking stuff, and you eventually get back to what seems to be reinforced tunnels with old wood. Wolfgang and Rune, Wolfgang and Duskwing, you guys are like, this place again. You guys are back in what you assume is the mine, which is a good sign. It is towards where you guys last found this guy's lair.
Weren't we lost here before and we figured out that we had just been on a wild goose chase?
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't a wild goose chase after all. We just got there before they got here.
Yeah, maybe not. You guys are just lost in time. But all of this does eventually lead you guys to a big cross section where lots of tunnels are going different ways. But there is one obvious way to go. There is a staircase that is clearly transmuted into the wall going up. Like, it's obvious. It is definitely, it has the same texture. You guys can spot it pretty easily now. It almost looks like he's getting better at it. It looks more, it's almost cleaner, but you can definitely tell this is his work.
I was going to look for footprints, but he leaves clear trails, it seems. As I gesture at the stairwell, like, really?
I have some fleeting hope that by the time we get there, maybe Dr. Steele will have talked some sense into him. She didn't want him to be a manga destruction bot either.
I don't really know what she wanted out of him, but I doubt this was it. Yeah.
It's
Plus, she
unclear.
worked at the company. It couldn't have been anything good.
No, probably not. She was pretty S&M crazy, actually. Can you imagine making power armor and then not actually covering your vital body parts with it? Because that's what she did.
Classic.
That explains why she picked this cave system.
Yeah.
As you guys are doing,
50 Shades
I
of
nod
Grey
back to the
system.
people, in the dungeon room. That's exactly right. I see Corbinian thinking.
Yeah, I got it.
As you guys are doing this conversation, it gets darker down here. It does encroach. The torch seems to get dimmer. And there's a little flicker.
Do I feel anything from the shield?
Yes.
I drop my torch and draw my sword and start and prepare for a fight. Like I start looking around.
What was that, Jordan?
Did somebody turn the lights off? What's happening?
Yeah, it does seem like something's going on for sure. So, as you're looking around, your shield's just going wow, 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 like no matter which way you look. And you're starting to look, you realize you can't see the walls. Like anywhere around. You can't see them.
Somebody make light.
They're so dark for some reason.
Evoke the brightest light of the sun. We must pierce the darkness. It can't envelop us.
Does anyone want to do a light thing? You can.
I think I will do it, I guess. I will reach into my well of untapped magical potential that I barely understand, and I will think to myself, I wish to be able to produce light.
Yeah,
Bless you.
give me a roll.
I will attempt to give myself rank 5 light production power, whatever the hell that would be.
Okay.
With
That's
my
what I was looking
willpower,
for.
against a difficulty of 5 plus your d6,
We'll call it
I
dazzle.
get a 12.
Oh, good, because I rolled really good, and I was like, oh man, I don't want him to fail at making light. And so I was upset that I rolled so high. But you do pass with a moderate success, so you do gain. You can use
Rank.
the power dazzle.
Dazzle, rank 5. Okay, then I create light at rank 5, which is probably plenty.
Boom. Do you want to roll again? Yeah, you roll again. Roll again with the rank 5 dazzle,
Okay,
and we'll see how this goes.
You're being opposed.
Yes.
looks like.
That's what that is.
Oh,
like
and now I
that.
roll a 1 naturally. Well, that gives me a 6, so.
It does light up the area. It gets very bright. You just don't have the stun effect that dazzle can typically do.
That's fine.
But as the brightness grows, you still can't see the walls. You're not sure why. It's very disorienting. You're like, the wall's definitely lit up, but you can't see it. It's solid black. And that's when you will see an eye appear out of the darkness. And you hear like this weird buzzing noise, like zzz, like it's kind of like a low end buzz. And that's when a shadow will leech out, and I guess it'll go for Duskwing. Duskwing, don't get hit. Make a, I think.
Interpose.
No, I'm going to go ahead and that's fine. You don't need to interpose for me. I'm tough.
Given what I think this is, I
Coordination
would.
6. So, I mean,
Given what this is, I'd
hard
want to
hit.
jump in front of you.
Okay.
Go for it. You interposed, yeah.
I agree with you, Rune. I Corbinian, agree with you. This is a dumb idea.
Don't forget you give him a +2 on his attack against you when you do that.
Yeah.
Make it easier for him to hit you.
Yeah.
But the attack's automatically against you, not me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also uses your turn in the initiative,
Yeah. 1d6.
which we haven't rolled yet. We probably all need to roll.
Athletics as my specialty to add a plus because I'm kind of leaping into the way. So 4 because of danger sense plus 1 more. Yikes! That's a terrible roll. 6.
Yeah, so this shadow comes out and lashes you. Do you have any damage resistance?
The shield would give me some.
I think you said
Oh.
3. Is that right?
I believe it's 3.
Let's take 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4 on GM's call.
We'll call it 3 this time. You as you block, the shadows go around your shield and stab into you. It is a notable stabbing sensation. It definitely feels like a weapon went against you.
You'll not have this young soul, demon. Back.
Awesome. Everyone go ahead and roll your initiative.
Okay. And that's coordination, right?
Mhm.
All right, I got a 12. I got a good roll.
I mean, I still roll. I just used my turn. Boop.
You do still roll.
We all rolled in order.
That's hilarious.
Weird.
Our initiative
Yes.
order is the order we rolled in. What are the odds?
Spooky.
We've lost your beautiful face again, Casualty.
No, I just I turn it off whenever my wife has to run by.
Fair.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go to the top of the order. Rune.
Okay, I'm just going to casually remark to Wolfgang. Wolfgang, it may not be a great idea to take hits for the toughest guy on the team. I'm here to take the hits for you. And then I will move in on this giant eye in the darkness. Because you said there was a giant eye in the darkness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I move in directly to it and attack the shit out of it.
Yeah,
If
go
I can
for it.
reach it. I try to attack it. Like, I figure there's something behind it, but I can't see it. So if I can see the eye, I can attack it at least.
This is the big hit me like in a shoot 'em up.
So I got a 9 to hit it.
You hit.
Okay, then what kind of success do I have?
This will be a. We got a 9.
Yeah.
A major.
Oh, so what's the benefit for a major? I can't remember. Just full damage and
Hey, you full damage.
okay, nine ranks of slam. You know, physical damage basically.
Yeah, you cram it. You cram it in this cram hole. You
No, I slapped
smash.
it with my paw. Yeah.
You smash into this eye. It kind of disperses as you do so, and you hit stone. And you cause actually a significant amount of damage to the cave wall.
So was it like an illusion or?
You hit something.
Okay.
It felt like something physical was there, but it just kind of moved when you hit it.
Okay, but I did damage to something at least.
Maybe.
I think.
It's hard to tell.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, you definitely notice something's going on. You see it retreat down the cave a little bit away from you when that happens. And this spot of the cave, you can now see the wall. But the rest of it's all covered in darkness.
Okay, so the light I'm producing where I hit it, the rock's there now.
Yeah, there are rocks there now.
Okay, got it.
Where you physically hit it, yeah. Aaron.
Right.
Is there stalactites or perhaps stalagmites?
Why not? There's also
Cool, okay.
wooden reinforcements, like in an old-timey mine. There's that kind of stuff going on.
Well, I'm thinking about telekinesis, so I'm not gonna target the wooden reinforcements because I
That'd be
think we need
funny.
those.
Yoink.
But I would like to, and with the argument that telekinesis of 6 can move a vehicle, a car,
Yes.
could I break a stalagmite and send it flying at one of the black walls?
Oh yeah, I'd allow that.
Cool. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Otherwise, what's the point, man? You know.
That's right. 11.
Baff.
11. Psh, jeez. All right. Y'all can't roll anymore. I don't like it. Yeah. So you do smash this stalactite off with telekinesis and slam it into the wall. The wall gets exposed, and this thing kind of retreats back down the hallway a little bit.
How are these things? Or is this thing? That's all though. It's my turn.
Traveler.
I'm going to teleport a traveler to the opposite side of this thing. And then Madame Bonet and I are going to be on the opposite side of this thing, all the way down the dark cave.
When you say opposite side of this thing,
I'm teleporting us like 300 feet that way on the other side of the eye.
interesting. Sure. So you guys reappear, and there you are. So there's no darkness on this side.
Madame Benet, did you give your permission for that? Because I don't think you can do that without your permission.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
And so there's no darkness on this side. You can see it down the hallway where you came from, and you see a kind of unadorned humanoid metal figure, and it has these shadows coming off of it, and it's kind of sitting on the ground. And it seems
So in
like it might
this
notice
frame, when we land, I'm gonna be like pointing at it for Bonet, but I have stealth training, and if it's okay, I'd like to
Yeah,
roll.
go ahead.
But if it's
I'll let you roll it.
if it's tremor sense or whatever, that's I get it.
Tremor says still has to roll though.
I rolled an 11.
It doesn't look this way. As far as you know, it doesn't know you're there.
Cool. So this frame is me shushing and pointing at the creature, and then it's Madame Bonet's turn, I do believe.
I want to use. It's like a thing. I don't. Because I can't really punch it. Can I?
I mean, there's a physical thing standing there. It has
There's
shadows
a physical thing.
coming off of it, but it looks like a robot.
And there's stalactites, right? Like up on the ceiling. We established
Yeah,
that.
there's like rocks and stuff. Yeah, you could definitely
Can I use my telekinesis to lift the thing up and impale it on a stalactite?
That's funny. Yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead and give me that telekinesis check.
You say that's funny. I say that's horrible.
That's so awesome. That's so the opposite of what I expected to happen. That's gangster.
So you,
Oh man, but the dice are not on my side.
you lift this thing and it flies up in the air, but the shadows jump off of the roof and like push it back down, and it stands there. All of a sudden, everyone who's seeing the shadows, they all retreat towards this thing, and then you guys can all now see. Some of you are very far away, but you see the creature standing there with the shadows swarming all around it. You found me so easily. I will make you pay. And then it is actually, fun enough, its turn. So it will, well, it's going to go for you, Jordan. Give me a coordination check.
Hope you have your density turned on.
So
A 10.
So this shadow just starts shooting up from the ground right towards you, and you jump out of the way. It does not make contact with you. And it's going to move towards Rune and Mimic and Duskwing, Mimic, and Wolfgang. It's going to move that way towards the stairwell. And then it is Wolfgang's turn.
My interpose would have killed my turn.
Your turn is dead. Back to Duskwing.
Okay. It's hopefully coming towards us, so that's good. I'm going to... how injured is Corbinian? I know he got injured before.
He got a little hurt. He's not too bad.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know
I will
you took 3 points of damage. I just don't know how much you can take.
Yeah. I will say that Wolfgang seems to act, despite being hurt, when he sees what's happened, he visibly relaxes. Like he was like he was ready for an epic
You were
battle,
assuming
and I was
this
like,
the dark one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
like, oh, it's just some robot. Oh, okay then.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to. I assume I'm probably close enough since Aaron came up. No, Aaron used your cosmic power, didn't you? You used telepathy. I'm telekinesis.
used-
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, then neither one of you are that physically close to me. I'm just going to charge down the cave hallway system that you talked about that it's at, and since I can fly so fast, I just
Yeah, you
wanna,
can make it.
zoom straight to him and give him a hard bash. The robot itself. rather than
Hadouken.
waste your
Yeah,
time with
go ahead.
Shadow. I'm gonna give him a little what for. 11 to hit too. Good roll.
That is a moderate success. Yeah, you do hit. What's your damage?
9.
Oof.
Ow, that would suck.
Yeah, I know. Every time I hit something, it's like, I know.
Thud.
So this time you hit and you wreck this thing, man. Its body just gets shredded.
Well, I ain't trying to kill it. I'm trying to knock it out. I mean,
It's not down. It's just you do a lot of damage to it.
okay. Well, I mean, I'm not literally trying to destroy anything. I'm trying to, like, comic book hit things hard. Like,
Yeah,
the
no.
Hulk may strike with the Hulk strength, but in old school comics, he never killed anybody.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
kinda-
ask you if you want to kill stuff usually.
Yeah.
No, it just takes a lot of damage.
Good deal.
And
And I tell him, "Who are you? What do you want?" When I smack him, like I don't just hit him. I also like, "Who are you? What do you want? What's this about? Why are you attacking us with your darkness?"
you'll never
But
get to father.
Okay.
And the shadows kind of wreathe around it.
Okay.
this thing's it's like in a somewhat humanoid shape now, right?
Yeah, so the shadows are writhing around a robot looking thing.
Gotcha. And can I reach it on foot without super speed?
Not all the way, honestly. Because Gary teleported like 300 feet away. And then
You do
Rune-
have range powers, though.
Yeah, you have range power. You can definitely hit it with a range power.
Yeah, okay. So then I'll start like sprinting down the cavern, and then in like the next subframe, I'm like drawing another piece of debris from the roof this time, down on top of him. And let me roll for that. Did it
Am I
happen?
allowed to
Where
boon
is it?
other players while we're playing? a
Oh,
game
shoot.
together?
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
I got a 12.
Just thought I'd ask what the protocol was on that.
So
People-
actually,
12.
I'm not, it's not a flat out no. If somebody does something that's like a really big character moment, then yes, because Jahan's got a lot to juggle on his plate, so he may miss it.
It's gotten past my notice before. Yeah, so I rolled max, you rolled max, but your numbers are better on this, so you actually hit.
Nice. Nice slab of cavern ceiling then comes bam, like doesn't just fall, it's like pulled faster down upon this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your telekinesis?
6.
So you can tell that it's trying to put up a shield. It's trying to protect itself with the shadows. It's too late, though. Unfortunately, by the time it knew it needed to, it is too late. This chunk of stone comes down. What's your intention?
My intention is to KO it, but I mean I'm not necessarily against killing this thing.
Okay, so it does get smashed. It goes and it's down on the ground. You got the exact number, so it might be okay.
Okay.
But this thing is down. We'll drop out of initiative order. You guys solve that puzzle real quick. It's sometimes it's nice when players just like they're just like, I got it.
I released the light. I released the magical energy that created light, and I let it go away. We don't need it anymore.
Sheath the sword.
I'll pull the rubble off of it and make sure it's not like wrecked into little pieces, and just
Too much?
slam it over my shoulder, like I'm going to carry it with me.
The robot, you notice now that you're like kind of looking at it, it's small. It's like not very big.
Like, how tall are we talking?
Like it's like child size.
Okay, I'm gonna say maybe a little too much for a little girl robot. I'm not sure.
Madame Bonet, do you have? Well, I saw you do brain surgery earlier. What do you guys think if she tried to go into this thing's brain? You think we could learn where their base is, learn what their intentions are? I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure she
it's
wouldn't have
sentient.
telepathy anymore because that scene's over.
True,
But
but
could-
she get it again.
Yeah, she could get it again. That's true.
There's also
mean-
robot telepathy, which is called interfacing.
True.
Yeah, I'd rather use interfacing because regular telepathy is not going to work on a robot.
Indeed.
That
Debatable,
It's,
but yes.
Yeah, it's sentient. These ones are different. That's why I asked.
We
But
don't really know how
we
much
could
different they are, though. Like
we
don't
could
know.
also just keep trudging down this cave. But I figure if there's a chance that we can read its mind and figure out where they're bunkered up, maybe we should take it.
I
Really
mean,
quick,
what's the worst that could happen?
It
They
gives
could get
you a
away while we
virus.
waste time on it. We could move forward instead.
It could also give you a virus in your brain that we don't know about, and you could froth at the mouth and fall over and die.
How many?
Well, we
do you
know
watch
where
a
he
lot of
didn't
movies?
want us to go.
Yeah, but you also could have done that to Aidendale earlier, and things turned out fine.
Yeah.
If information is to our tactical credit, the more we know about the enemy, the better we can expect what's to expect.
Yeah, it wouldn't take
Fine.
you too long. It'd only take
While
you.
they do that, while they do that, I pick up one of the travelers and just keep moving forward and say, if they learn anything important, he can let me know. And I'm just going to go where he was stopping us from going.
Yeah, you start heading up the stairs. Madame Bonet, go ahead and roll first to gain interface.
That's going to be a 6 plus 5.
6 plus 5. What level of interface you going for here?
5, because I have 5 cosmic power. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Do you have any boons or points or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
You
Determination.
should. If you use one, you'll be good.
All right, I'll use it.
Boom, because you were tied. You're like just shy. So boom, you use it. You absolutely get interface. This one feels different. It feels like telepathy, but this time you hear people's communicative devices. Everyone say a couple words from an embarrassing text message. If you can think of one.
How to search
Wait, why
Google.
even-
Wolfgang was Googling how to use Google. I like it.
I imagine actually that from me, there's just like feedback from all my gear.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair enough. There is a lot of you could sense all the advanced technology on Mimic. It goes much deeper than you can see visibly, and it is very advanced. What about you, Chad? Oh yeah, go ahead. Rude.
I was just going to say, I would like to say on me, since I'm transformed into a giant winged panther, I don't have a cell phone on me.
No, your cell phone's wherever your body is.
Right, so, there's nothing to read.
Oh,
She
that'd be
wouldn't get anything off of it,
that'd be a
yeah.
fun episode. Go to wherever that is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was always imagining that this is like a transformation, and because it's magical, anything that my human body had on it is just subsumed within it. It's not going to another realm. But if you as
could
DM
be,
want to
though.
make it like astral space or something, like a switching, like Captain Marvel in the old comics with his negabands, Rick
Yeah,
Jones
it could
and
be.
Captain
It could
Marvel
be.
switching places.
Me.
Like if you remember that, maybe that's what's going on. That would be interesting. I'd be okay with that too. But in my previous imagination, it's all the same person. But it may not
Yeah.
be. There may be more going on. That'd be cool. But yeah, I'm going to say there's nothing to find from him.
What about you,
currently.
Gary?
Mine says, "Why is manga backwards?" And then the other search is "chicken strips near me."
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So yes, you can, and then you hear this thing. This thing is weird. Cell phones, they sound like the data that they have on them, what they're used for, that kind of thing. This one sounds like a lot like a person. It sounds like it's dreaming, because it's unconscious right now. It's strange. You weren't expecting it. It seems like it has a complex mind of some kind, even though it has very specific programming. But yeah, you want to dive into this thing?
Yep. I just take my little hand and do the thing again.
This is going to be your interfacing, which is 5 plus a d6 versus whatever I rolled.
And it's willpower.
And my willpower.
Yeah.
And my will. No.
No.
That is a moderate success. So you do indeed delve into its mind. So you start getting some weird glimpses of what this thing's been thinking of, been dreaming of. It's new. That's the first thing you notice. It's only been operational for like a day. but it has memories that last longer than that. They seem like it gave this thing memories. It thinks it's a child, first off. Its name is Pride. And it can control shadows, and it is trying to protect Father, who you gather is in a laboratory somewhere nearby with Miss Steele. And it seems like Miss Steele is not happy about this situation. You guys have been wondering, what's going on here? Whose side's on what? It seems that she is here against her will, and that she is scared to death of this robot. And the robot seems to be hurting her. Which this smaller robot finds amusing because it's programmed to, but also there's like this underlining trying to understand why that you pick up on. Like, why is that amusing? It almost seems bad. It's like questioning its own you do see that it's questioning its own programming. So boom, that's what you learn. Unless there's anything specific you wanted to ask me.
I relay all of that information to my fellow party mates and tell them I know that we don't necessarily like Miss Steele, but this is bad, guys.
That is bad.
And just like that, we can all be caught up to Duskwing. Now that the information, I can teleport everybody if you're cool with it.
So that means we traveled while we got the info at the same time.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Multitask. So you guys will pop up at the top of these stairs. So the stairs have become more elaborate as you go up. There's like a banister made into the wall, and when you get to the door, it's fashioned in the shape of like a great face, almost. Like it goes around the trim, that kind of thing. And it has a stone doorknob that works. It's very ornate.
I guess it's time to face the music.
Ha!
I don't know. It reminds me of an old Pete Townsend song. We got to face the face.
Gotta face the face.
Am I
Having
the only person who knows that song? It's an
We're
actual
gonna
song.
have a face-to-face meeting with the robot.
Okay, so I guess we have to rescue Miss Steele.
Yeah, and we're finally gonna face off with this bad guy.
I'm ready.
There are a bunch of travelers standing in a circle making puns to each other.
I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, I take it someone opens the door. Boom! This door opens. And inside you are in, once again, kind of like you were before. It is some sort of abandoned service station. But this is a different one. You guys are not at the same place you were before. This seems to be some sort of auxiliary hangout. There's lots of weird stuff here. There are tanks hanging around up on the ceiling. And then and they seem new-ish. And
like propane tanks, water tanks,
glass
or
tanks.
military
More of those
tanks.
gas tanks, I think.
They're glass tanks.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
they're egg shaped, and they like are connected to the ceiling by like these metal connectors that are holding them up there. There's something inside each one. They're all full of opaque sort of liquid. And then there could be there's silhouettes. There's some silhouette-y shapings going on there.
This looks
Really
like the
into
same.
creating things, yeah.
It looks like the same technology that he himself grew in. Was one of these egg pods filled with
Does
milky
kind of
substance.
look like that.
True.
Yeah, I was in the back laboratory with the other one. I saw that nasty goo up close.
Maybe there's a way we can disrupt the process so that they don't finish hatching.
I'm sure draining all that goo wouldn't do them any good.
Is that even morally the right thing to do, though? Because that sounds kind of disgusting now that I've said it.
There's a lot of gray area here. There are living creatures in these tubes. They seem fully formed. They seem like one of them will like bump up against the glass, like unconscious, but like you can see its face. It looks like a person. Looks like a person.
If the Godbot's growing people, then I think it's probably morally okay to to stop the process.
But Traveler, your earlier awareness check to recognize the people that escaped with the Godbot, this is one of them. You do recognize it. You're like, that looks like one of the Crab Rangoons. And you see his little crab hat floating in there with him.
Why start from scratch?
So he's making.
Oh
God, what do you call a human robot hybrid? There's a name for
cyborgs.
this. He's making those. Yeah, he's making
Androids.
cyborgs.
He's doing something to him. You're not sure.
Well, why don't we just go confront him?
I'm glad you guys don't know what happens in Full Metal Alchemist, because it makes this way more exciting for me.
Yeah, we've never read it.
And if you do, you guys are playing it off very well. And it's,
No, I've never read it or watched it.
it makes me happy.
I've intentionally not looked it up since you started this too.
I appreciate that.
I don't want my surprise ruined.
I'm with you, Ruin. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah, it's definitely some fuckery going on in here for sure. But this catwalk goes past these golden eggs into like almost a stereotypical look. There's like Tesla coils because they're there.
Science.
Yeah, because that's how science happens. You can't think if there's not electricity in the air. It's how brains are powered. And you go forward, there is another door that actually goes into a concrete wall. This looks like a normal door that was put here by people. And then there are stairway to the left. It's like a little stairway that goes like up to like another little area where you see like check the water level consoles and stuff like that.
Right. All right. So how do we want to do this, folks? Do we want to try to take him by surprise? Because I got a feeling he's going to have more robot allies that are all created by him and named after one of the 7 sins. It won't just be him. And we're also going to have to rescue Miss Steele.
I think we should also get these pods disabled sooner than later. I'd hate for these things to come alive while we're in here.
Yeah, we don't really know what he's doing to these people, but stopping it's a good idea. Anybody? I'm going to look at Mimic. Do you have any idea where the consoles to control this are? Maybe you could stop it?
Well, one of you
course.
doesn't need one currently.
Ah, right. Because you still have that electronic telepathy.
Jordan
your
still
interface
has
power.
interface, yes.
You have interface. Can you use your interface power to shut it off? To disable
Yeah,
this?
I'll try.
It might be a good idea to stop it, whatever he's doing.
So this is just, you're just using interface, whatever your level is, as like a computer skill?
I think so.
9.
Excellent. They all start turning off.
Well, that solves that.
I'm going to fly forward along the catwalk and take point. That way, if anybody takes an attack, it'll be me.
As soon as we see Dr. Steele, I'll work on getting her out of here.
All the eggs start falling from their perches and start cracking open on the metal on the ground. And you hear like that wet, they all float out like wet noodles and they're all like slippery. Like you could hear how slippery they are. You know what I mean? Like when you pour pasta into a colander, it's like, and they just.
Well, I figure since they're floating in liquid, they won't be harmed by the impact, right? Because they'll be softened.
Yeah. They just kind of slide on the ground in front of you.
Catch them. Okay.
Is anyone else suddenly craving ramen?
Ugh.
It wasn't until you said it. Now ramen sounds great.
Ramen with lobster meat.
Any shield
Now we're
vibration
talking.
from when they start dropping?
No.
They are harmless.
Yep.
He says very confidently, which is fun. Yeah, it seems like potentially Jordan stopped whatever was going on. What are you saying, Mimic?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It was probably some small quip or something.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah, then I'm advancing forward along that catwalk.
A catwalk, huh?
Boo.
Yeah, I'm a cat.
I thought you were going to ask him to do a little turn on the
Do a little
catwalk.
turn
No,
on the
I-
catwalk.
I am a big cat with wings. I'll do a little turn on the catwalk if you want me to. And yes, I know this. Right said Fred. On the catwalk, I do my little turn.
All right.
All of us stop and do a little turn on the catwalk.
I'm too sexy for my show. So you guys get to the end of this catwalk after much shenanigans in walking happened, and you open the door. How do you open the door? Is it you, Duskwing?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just slamming it straight down.
I was gonna assume. So yeah,
Boom.
you enter a room that smells like ozone from all the electricity in the air for the thinking, and there you see the Godbot standing by a different vat, a bigger vat in the middle of the room that seems to be connected to some kind of electricity. And then you see Mary. It's kind of fucked up. So she is messed. Like, she's definitely been hurt. You can see where she has been forcibly connected to some kinds of machines. It seems that she has been, if you know Doctor Who, upgraded. And it's not very pretty. You can see like the blood from the connections of.
Is she
various...
Locutus of Borg, basically?
She is a hacksaw Borg. Yeah, it's pretty
Poor
gross.
woman.
Yeah, she doesn't look
Okay.
happy. She seems like she's in and out of consciousness. She's kind of on a Frankenstein table that's like up, bolted to it. She like looks at her eyes open as you come in. She looks at you. She's like, "Help me! You are too late. I am sorry." And the electricity hits this tank. That is where we're gonna call it for tonight.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Yep.
Dang.
That's a
Dang.
great spot to end it.
Yep.
Doctor! Thank you, Vampire Bites.
I blame Duskwing for being too slow.
What? Come on, I spent my whole time trying to look at it.
Harsh.
So we do have a winner to the
Hooray!
giveaway. It is Beezeschurger. It seems like a play on cheeseburger.
Beezeschurger.
Yeah,
Beezeschurger.
Beezeschurger. Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
So
Sure.
whether you're here or not, I'll track you down. I got books to give away,
Oh,
so
no.
I will find you, and I will give you
I will find you.
this book.
I don't think he's online right now.
whether you like it or not, you're gonna play and you're gonna like it. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a blast.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We will be
Very
back.
glad.
Yeah, I'm so happy that we got everyone together. It's so good to be back. We'll be back the Wednesday after next. And every other week going forward, playing Steve Kenson's Icons. Check out Steve Kenson's Patreon, which is patreon.com/Steve Kenson. Who would have thunk? To get all the hot, fresh updates from that dope Patreon. I have been the Game Master, Jahananon. You can find me at Rockfact.
I'm the co-host Casualty CDG. You can find me at Casualty CDG. And if you like tabletop role-playing games, you can find Jahan and I at twitch.tv/Jahananon. We also have a YouTube that's Fresh Out the Box. You can just Google Fresh Out the Box TTRPG. We're the #1 result now. Oh my goodness, it's so much easier that way. We also have a YouTube. It's Fresh Out the Box. If you like things that aren't tabletop games, like movies and video games and such, we have a podcast called Fresh Out the Podcast, where Jahan and I and our friend Drew talk about all things pop culture, all things current, or all things that we are interested in. So check out Fresh Out the Box and Fresh Out the Podcast. Thank you all so much for your time, and we'll see you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday every week.
And I, of course, have been 80 Springer, also known as Corbinian, and you can find me at ElectricMetCHSR on Twitter. You can also find me under Corbinian here on Twitch. And I stream on Saturdays some Star Trek Klingon adventures and watch people destroy and blow up things when they really, really shouldn't. And every so often, I've started a new series of solo RPG playing Ironsworn Starforged. When is that happening? How is that happening? I don't know, but it's happening every so often. So keep an eye out on my Twitter and my Twitch. Otherwise, great playing with these people, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves.
I am Erin Baumier, also known as Erin Dippity or Erin Dippity Do on Twitter. I am a game designer with Adventure Slang Production and co-host of the Adventure Slang podcast, where we interview various personalities and TTRPG designers in the whole community. And that is it. You can see me here every other Wednesday. And I definitely had fun. I hope you did too.
I'm Jordan. You can find me at Lambertra. I play games here on Q Times and at Exquisite Corpse Presents throughout the week.
And I am Rune, and I really can't be found on the internet easily. But if you really want to hunt me down, log into the game Champions Online and send a message or an email in game to @RUNE @Rune, and you will reach me. If I've made funny faces tonight, I apologize. I'm in great pain, but it was a great time having this wonderful game and find people to play with to help distract me from my incredible pain. Don't roll your ankle, folks. It ain't no fun.
Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and stay fresh.